Hey everybody, Shade here. I wanted to take a quick moment to thank everyone who's tuned in to the first few sessions of our Thaldrin campaign. It really means a lot to me. This world was a lot of work to put together, so I'm so happy to be able to share it with my friends and everyone else who's enjoying. Never really thought about putting our sessions out to the public for viewing. We put them on YouTube, but really for our own enjoyment later, to go back and be able to rewatch the sessions and just recount what happened, since we play every other week. So last few videos have had way more views than we've ever had before, so anyone tuning in, sincerely thank you for stopping by. Hopefully our goofy way of playing D&D is enjoyable to watch for you as it is for us to play. And if you are new here and you'd like to follow along for Thaldrin, you joined at a perfect time. We're only on our third session of a brand new campaign, so feel free to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with any of your friends who also like to play D&D. Yeah, thank you so much, everybody. And if you are one of the 8 players tuning in for this week's session, you guys are the best. This was a really fun one to play, and I hope you all enjoy dealing with all of our shenanigans. So relax, sit back, and enjoy the next few hours of Thaldrin campaign. Cheers. Okay. Cool. Well, last time we played, which was a month ago, so sorry about the break.
Crazy.
But we should be on an every other week basis for a while. You started off the game in the Temple of the High Order, with Caehanna pulling this black dagger out of a pristine condition Anari, but awaking her from a long sleep. Now, Anari came out rightfully scared, confused, still thinking there was a battle going on outside. Tried to rush past everyone, get outside without answering any questions. But after calming her down, explaining what's going on, she still didn't believe you. So she rushed outside to see that the valleys and the temple that she once knew is no longer there. It's been replaced by hundreds of years of overgrown trees, brush, and a deserted land. The dagger seems to have some sort of affliction with it. It originally took a liking to Feria, and Feria was not in the mood to let anyone touch it or get close to it. But it seemed to be without her doing. She didn't seem to have control over that. The group decided to befriend Anari in hopes that after returning the dagger to collect your coin for the job done, that you will assist her in finding her sister, who seems to be responsible for everything that has happened. So you go back to Carson's Keep. You go back to the Widowed Wyvern Tower, where you rest for the night, and in the morning, after some conversations from the 3 strikes upstairs, you met back downstairs for lunch, sort of. As you asked the bartender for food, after a healthy tip, he came back with a fresh dough. But more importantly, you took this time to try to figure out what's going on with this dagger. Melicroft, with the consent of Feria, restrained her while a few of you tried to take the dagger from her. First, Isadora, which was rejected by the dagger. Then Inari tried, again, rejected by the dagger. And then Callan grabbed hold. And the dagger took a liking to Callan. Instantly releasing Feria from whatever affliction it may have been, and held on to Callan and that's where the dagger is currently residing. But during this altercation inside the tavern, another mercenary group known as the Keys was enjoying a few drinks after a day of searching for the dagger, and happened to see, well, because it's hard to miss as you're restraining somebody in the middle of a tavern and taking a dagger from them. Cornelius' quick wit was able to convince them that, hey, game's a game and we won. And they took it pretty well and didn't cause any further scene. However, during all of this at the round table in the tavern, not only from the drama of the dagger and the other mercenary groups and trying to figure out what you're going to do with the dagger once you get it back to Morris out in Redborough, you were also contacted by the god Eratok, who she spoke with all of you, accusatory of what you're going to do with the dagger, curious why you have it, but ultimately just checking in and just letting you know that she's watching. After a few moments, everything sort of settled down, gathered your things, a few days travel back into Redborough without any issue. We ended the last session as you were arriving before the front gates of Redborough. For a lot of you, this city is home in some regard, whether above or below. Redborough is known for its culture. It's known for its presence of the Shazera family, who is currently the acting throne and the elder king of all of Thaldrin. Now, most of you would know that the king does not actually reside in Shazera. He lives in Punatera, sort of a neutral zone of all the families, because the Punatera people have never shown interest in ruling, and that is where for 1,000 years the elder throne has sat. So the king is not here in Redborough, but the Shazera family is. The lords and ladies who a lot of you have either known through rumors or reference or celebrity, they do live here. You all arrive at the gates, met by, most of you have seen the militant guard. The militant are beautifully armored, rose gold and silver armor plated. The bright Shazera red cloth around their loin and around their chest as a sash, usually carrying either a short sword with some sort of longbow combination or a beautifully crafted longsword at their hip. But one of the more noticeable features of the militant, besides their overtly shiny armor, is their masks that they wear to show unity and create a sense of one for all. And their mask is very resembling of the samurai horror face mask that drapes over their chin, and it looks almost like a demon's mouth. But it's beautiful. It's crafted. One thing about the militant is they take pride in keeping their armor beautiful. After every battle, their armor goes back, gets cleaned, gets polished, and it looks brand new. Anytime you ever see a militant member or armor scuffed up or scratched, it's probably someone who stole it and can't afford to get it polished. But you walk up to one of the main gates. There's many entrances. I'm assuming since you were coming from the north, you're going to come from sort of the more western side of where Redborough meets the lake. You're met by two fully armored militant guards at the front of this 13 to 15 foot wall.
How many guards are there?
Two manning the door, the gate.
Is it just free passage in, or is it like a checkpoint?
It's like a checkpoint.
Fairy's hood goes up. Scarf goes up.
So many people. I'm not out of the strikes. None of you guys want to show your face ever.
I show my face all the time. Literally always. So with the militant, is it like an anonymity thing? Like we don't know who individual members are? Okay, cool. Because would this be an entrance that the strikes would frequent in and out? Or?
Sort of. I'd say yes, but a majority of the time, you do not find yourself entering Redborough from a door. Most of the time, you come into Redborough through the Undercity, which, for those who are not part of the Three Strikes, who have never been to Redborough, you don't know what that is. It's not on any map. You've never seen or heard of an Undercity. But those who have been here know all about it, all too well.
And that's likely where we're going to have to head once we're in the city.
Well, do we want to make right now instead of through this gate?
I prefer that, if I'm honest.
Are y'all okay with taking a better entrance?
I'm always down for better.
Maybe a bit less patrol.
Oh, for once, I'd like to go into the town without having to go through a back door entrance, but I'm not voted, I can tell.
I know.
Plus, I don't know
I've
how
not
to
been here
explain it.
before, so why would I know or care?
Balance the door?
Casual U-turn.
Oh, phone call, guys.
Oh, damn, I left my pillow back at
You guys do watch the guards who are standing there, who are sort of at attention. As you guys turn and you sort of look back, you do notice they kind of lean in and make some sort of comment to one another, but you're too far away to hear.
So I guess we'll head to the. Well, we would know where it is.
Yeah, sure.
Heading to the entrance to the Undercity that's outside of Redborough.
One moment. Again, now that I'm running OBS through my computer, everything's a little slow, so just give me a second. It takes like a few seconds to load everything. But I am sending you. This is an overview map of Redborough. You'll see it in the. What you'll notice when you zoom in, if you can, it's a big city. But you will notice, if you have the keen eye, that there are the occasional cave entrance around the outside of the wall, on the inside of the wall, at the top right,
Yeah, see that? What
bottom
is
right.
Okay.
Those cave entrances lead to the Undercity.
Which side are we coming in?
You were on the west side,
West.
so that main road coming from the
The paved
west
one?
entrance,
Yeah.
that paved
Okay.
road is where you were.
Okay.
So the closest entrance to the Undercity is actually going to be south around,
Around the corner?
around where that
Yeah.
kind of squared off,
Cannoneers are-
looks like some sort of training grounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Is anybody traveling these roads in between the roads?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Can we make
as you get
ourselves-
closer to the city, you're not the only people around. I mean, every road is probably a
Good.
two-way street of every 3 to 4 minutes you're passing someone coming the other way. You see someone up in front of you. You have people behind you.
Okay.
It's not packed. I mean, you're not in traffic per se, but it is a busy.
I just want to make sure we're not like, oh, they're walking
Inconspicuous,
through the grass they're not supposed to walk through.
No, yeah, this is. I mean, you're around a very big city. And there's a lot of farmland on the outside of Redborough,
Okay.
which is where a lot of merchants.
Is passage to and from the Undercity from like out from outside the walls or whatever, is that like a pretty casual thing, or is that like you gotta be secretive going in?
Yeah, you would know. Yeah, you want to be secretive. So think of it like the Undercity exists. However, the powers that be like to pretend it doesn't. They know it exists, but it's also a very convenient place for a lot of the city's underclass to live. That they
Doesn't
have
cost
safety and
much.
protection, but they're not smelling up the streets. So it's kind of
It's a toleration of it.
yes, but you do still want to sneak in and out because of the, as you all know, there's like a class of people, and a lot of times folks who are in the Undercity don't have that resident class badge. They're less than residents, essentially, most of the time.
So I guess could we try and be inconspicuous and stealth? At a certain point, we need to like break off.
Yeah, and as you guys are walking along this paved road south, you do hear, swords and armor and yelling of instructions and training as you pass by. And you hear this sort of a chant as you pass by the wall, and you the only real word that you're able to kind of pick out from it, because it's chanted, but it's mumbled between like 40 or 50 people, so it's hard to make out a specific word, but you keep hearing like family, as they're fighting and chanting and going through their motions. But it's like over a wall. You just kind of hear the swords hitting armor sound more than anything else. That shing, ting, shing. And you hear that as you pass by that kind of jutted out area.
Okay.
But that is where the closest entrance to the Undercity is.
Okay.
What did you say the word that we keep hearing, Mother?
Family.
Family.
So when it's time to break off, try and be inconspicuous.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you guys are able to get to this cave entrance, and Theria, and even you, Callan, Cornelius, sort of.
I might have done this once.
Yeah, and Melicroft have experience coming in and out of here. Levi, you would have also had experience coming in and out of the Undercity. Whether or not you've shared that with the group is up to you at this point. But you would have definitely had multiple reasons and access to the Undercity from your experience.
As we're walking, I would probably turn to the people that I think have no experience and or don't have any experience with the Undercity and say, we need to look inconspicuous as possible. I know that's difficult for this group. Try not to draw attention to yourselves. This is a tense place.
What about me is inconspicuous?
Ears.
As she's talking, I take off my jacket and I flip it to the other color, which you guys have seen me use. Blue out here. I was wearing a red outerwear coat, but now it's blue.
Obviously.
We had a long rest, right?
Yeah, we slept last night.
Okay. I will change my skin tone to blue.
What does it look like when you do that?
It's like, think of like Jack Frost blue.
No, I mean, what does it look like when you change it?
Do you shimmer down, or you just...
You just go like 1, 2, and you're blue, or does it like crawl up your skin in different?
That's my like shimmer down.
Okay. So you all watch as Caehanna, who's already kind of a question mark as far as being from the Feywild and being a little different, you see her sort of loop around over her head, and then suddenly, almost like rain hitting her skin, it goes from this yellow-orange tone to this pale blue, and it just drips all the way down until suddenly she's a whole different color skin tone.
Well, that's impressive.
Is that more inconspicuous?
No, that's just as inconspicuous.
I feel the
Do you have a hood
need.
or something? Like,
All right.
I feel the need to let everyone know that the people down here are we don't judge books by their covers in the Undercity. There are many good hearts, kind hearts down here. I would caution everyone to Cornelius and everyone else not to act like you are above or better than anyone else. We are all here and we're all invisible, no matter how conspicuous one may physically appear, and I'll gesture to my giant armored self. Everyone is nobody down here, and the moment you try to be somebody, you're going to have issues. So let us just act inconspicuous, be one of the people.
And tighten your coin purses.
Yes.
I do not understand a word you said.
I'm offended. I've lost plenty of money in establishments you've been to. It's seen it as well.
Yeah, but you gave it willing bread.
Okay.
Just
Head down, act like you belong.
that's it. Just have the confidence.
Yeah.
And then Inari just goes,
That works, I guess.
That's fine.
head down.
Just walk behind Metal Man over here.
Yeah, I have like one little earring in my ear, and I'm just gonna like make it a couple times and turn into a human. Or appear to turn into a human.
Okay. My coat thing was not impressive.
Is this
She changed her entire skin. This one just changed her.
I didn't think this was normal.
What is
Hey, can we just fucking change?
I would say it looks pretty like similar to like same bone structure, same like hair, right? She's not trying to look too inconspicuous, but like she'll probably have like sandy blonde hair, same haircut, and maybe like definitely not pointy ears anymore, but the exact same clothes and everything.
Okay. Anyone else doing cool shit?
Yes. Melicroft will take his hood off once we go. Like once we get into the Undercity, he'll remove his hood.
Okay.
Super cool.
my hat down.
Super intense. There we go.
You want to change it?
Undercity mode.
Because does Nari have a
I'm trying to remember. There's
Or
so
you
many
code or something?
I think I have the racial trait disguise self, but I'm
She could change herself to it.
Yeah, okay, I can do that. I just had to verify. I'm still there's so much shit.
Because otherwise you're literally an extinct creature.
Yeah. So I just had to verify.
Oh, you should have said just look human.
Why'd you make it so complicated? And then I'll go into the human form, which is really the exact same.
Just no tail.
No ears, no tail.
Okay.
Great. Very inconspicuous.
Just be
For
more
now.
straightforward next time.
For now.
Yeah.
But like,
This is still.
sat out next to you, like, my rod turns into different weapons.
So we got two big people.
And then work with two people. So I would imagine Fairy would probably be at the front.
Is this like a cellar door kind of thing, or is it like an actual cave entrance?
Like an actual cave entrance. Like
Okay.
imagine like a miner's entrance into like a cave that they're entering and exiting every day. It's just it looks relatively unused.
Okay.
It doesn't look from the outside looking in. It doesn't look like something that would take you to a entire like ecosystem or civilization, but you have to just trust
How
that
far down is the Undercity again? Like how
right
far?
below, right below the city.
Alright, G plus.
We ready? All right. Put up again. Go
Cool.
on.
As you guys walk through, there's a shimmer as you walk inside of this cave. And as soon as you walk through, from the outside, you didn't hear anything or really see anything. It just looked like a cave entrance. As soon as you step through this veil, you now suddenly hear music playing, people laughing and talking and mumbling to themselves. You hear the loud sound of rushing water from a giant waterfall in the center of the city. But it does not look like a cave entrance anymore. You were right in the center of the city. As you look back, it just looks like there's a kind of a cutout in the wall of this now cavern. And it just looks like a blacked out circle in the side of the wall. And that takes you back upstairs. Now, I don't have a finished map of the Undercity.
Okay.
It took me longer to do Redborough. but I've started it. So just so you guys have an idea for the locations of the cave entrances, you guys get to see a rough draft. Here is a similar.
Okay.
You can see it. The water features match that of up above. What's really unique about the Undercity is that the water, all of these standing water, all of the still water from the top in Redborough, it's this calm, serene, soft flowing rivers, and the lake in the middle where they have some of the royalty that stay on. On the bottom, that's just waterfalls. And so that big center of water is just a circular waterfall that's constantly flowing and falling. Those rivers are sectioned off waterfalls that are in lines.
So it's like a water curtain?
Exactly.
So it's like a water curtain?
That's exactly right.
That's cool.
And so to cross, there's buildings and structures in place that sort of spread the water that you can walk through those curtains of water.
That's cool shit.
But there's a few buildings on there. The buildings that are on there are sort of POIs that make sense to like some backstory elements for like Faria, so she would recognize some of them. But for the most part, just use your imagination for some of the locations. It's definitely not as developed as Redborough, right? There's maybe a fifth of the amount of infrastructure down here. It's mainly a few livable areas, but a lot of like trade merchants and taverns and bars and things of that nature. But
Home sweet home.
yeah, you enter, and if you're looking at that image, all of the caves are like mirror what's up top. So you guys came into the most bottom left cave entrance.
Okay.
This would be still outside the city walls above.
Well,
Are we going straight to Morris?
yes, I have a feeling he might be at the afterthought bar.
250, 250, 220.
Why?
Why?
Remember I had to pay those guys to fuck off? I'm not taking that out of your tab.
No.
Hey, Melly.
We'll split it among the three of us.
Before we go and see Morris, I feel like we need to address
The curse.
We couldn't give the dagger to him, even if we wanted
I mean,
to.
we can
I'm
try.
making the assumption that he knows.
Morris might not survive that encounter, but
Right.
And before we kill people,
I'm not
I'm
saying it would be
sorry,
of our own
Squirrel.
volition. Wouldn't be of our own volition. It would be the dagger's volition. You know?
It's a very casual way to say that they would kill our temporary employee.
I'm just being honest.
Do you want the dagger or do you want the money?
I would much prefer the money, but the dagger's.
In your head, when you say that, he says, "Well, that just hurts my feelings."
Right.
Shazera.
I'll say this out loud too, like not thinking about it at the time. I was like, well, you haven't told me much either, dude. Like,
Is he fucking talking to you?
no.
Callan, what's it
I've seen
saying?
some bad poker faces in my day. I wasn't even in
I
this.
said it hurt like its feelings a little bit, saying I'd rather have the money.
Well, that's more. You got more out of it than I did in the 24 hours I had it. We need to get rid of it.
Oh, well, you can try.
I thought we were going to find people of his faith to remove the curse.
Are they down here? I don't think they are.
Yes, there is a. Freya serves the people forgotten by those above. And so this is the perfect place for a Fane to exist. And I've spent many, many days there. I would like to see if we could remove this curse first so that none of us are bound to this dagger. And
Just by
also,
talking.
I would prefer it if no one ended up dead from this exchange.
I would second that.
It's not a bad place to start to just get that taken care of. But how are we going to then get the dagger, sans curse? How are we going to carry it to Morris?
Someone could go get Morris, then he could pick it up, I guess. Bring Morris to the location of the dagger.
We could do that.
If we found something perhaps that we could put it in, We've not tried making contact with the dagger other than just touching it with bare hands and stuff like that. Maybe we put it in a bag, or that bag in a box. I have no idea. But I would really like to check in and see if anyone there could help us with the curse situation first before we darken any employer's doorsteps.
Do you realize he starts talking louder because he's thinking more? And the gears make more noise? Is it just me?
It's very soothing, right to sleep. Sometimes I give him a math problem and then just go to sleep. It's great.
Alright, well, Melicroft, where do we need to go? Because this is not something...
Melicroft knows. Cody doesn't know. Shade. Where are we going? DM.
So there's kind of a main street. At this side of, we'll call them the curtains. At this side of the curtain, where you're at on the western part of the city, this is actually where a really popular tavern called the Afterthought is. But as far as the Fane of Freya, Jesus Christ.
I'll get there.
The Fane of Freya.
I was like, Freya? I was like, alright. So, as far as the Fane goes, it's not a super popular religion here. So you're not going to find a giant cathedral. You're not going to find, giant stained glass windows or anything like that. The Fane of Freya is essentially like a small house that is positioned on the western side of that main road. The few, and when I say few, there's I think two believers that actually stay at the Fane here in the Undercity. But it's on that same main road as the Afterthought and a few other popular go-to spots in the Undercity.
Okay. It's over nearby the Afterthought. It's not far away from there at all. Just
My
right
guess
above.
is Morris is at the Afterthought, so that makes her traveling easy.
Well,
So
there we go. It's all in the same place. And I'll just lead them to the Fane.
Now, I will say, all of you have met Morris except for you, and you, right? You did not meet Morris down here. Morris is up top at the Baronistos. He's the leader of the mercenary group, the Baronistos. He does come down here, but that is not where he stays. Just to be clear, because I don't, in case, because you were like, I'm pretty sure he's there. I'm like,
right.
He might be, but that's not where he stays.
Okay.
While we're walking to the Fane, I think in my head to the dagger. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Why does the god want you? Or so-called god want you?
When you're desirable, everyone wants you.
What makes you desirable?
Oh, power, sweetheart.
Oh,
Power.
well, power is quite nice.
Oh, yes.
But lack of control is worse.
I disagree.
Wow.
Control is just restraint. It's shackles on true potential. Unleash yourself, Callan. Your family will be proud of you again.
As much as I would like that, they have been proud for quite a while.
Oh, not your parents, silly child. Your ancestors.
What ancestors?
Are you familiar with Corey?
I know of him. Know of his existence, his tribulations.
He was unrestricted power, and he was great.
That's a very biased view. I'm a very old man.
I'm a very old being myself.
Do you have a name?
I do,
Do I get to know it?
but I wrote it down.
Throwing Shane off his track. We're asking for names this time.
I know he's not used to coming up with names.
Oh, they won't ask me the name. It's fine.
Remember we never found out Cecil's name for the longest time?
Yes. Just the squirrel.
It's just a squirrel.
Yeah, that squirrel got married.
Oh, yeah.
Valcool.
Valcool.
Does that name ring a bell? Me.
No.
Okay. Valcool. Why were you in that fox lady's back? Valcool.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm glad you're having this conversation in your head.
Let's do Vax, because Vax is best.
Walking quietly.
That was not the best. Vax. There we go. Ooh. Persuasion? 12.
There's a moment of pause, and your head is filled with this it's almost like when you hear silence. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on around you here in the Undercity.
Mm-hmm.
All your friends are talking, there's people all over, but you don't hear anything. It is just silent. And then you hear, not yet. Not while you still wear those shackles.
Do you know of these shackles?
You're gonna need to start feeding me before I continue to give and give and give.
And you require souls, do you?
I require chaos.
Oh, I'm usually good at causing that.
I know. It's in your blood.
I don't like that statement. And then I'll just keep walking. I'll do that.
So I'm gonna guess if Morris isn't there, should I go up top and retrieve him, let him know to come down, or are you guys gonna go back up and we have the same problem we had when we were on the outside the city?
We'll check with the afterthought and see the last time he was
Well,
here.
let's see if we can get it removed first.
Yeah, we'll try that first and
That
then.
is a very remove
Can't
the
get
curse. Cursed daggers.
Well,
So, are you trying to locate the house of the Fane of Freya?
yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Melicroft's leading the way.
Okay. So, it's not really far at all from where you guys came down into this part of the city. It's also not super hard to find because, like I mentioned, it's off of that sort of main street. When you come up to the house, the rest of you were expecting a place of worship. And this looks like nothing special. Looks like the house Harry Potter was raised in, just like a normal house on a street.
You sure this is it? I
Uh,
was expecting a little more grandiose.
as he
Not all of
approaches,
us are Shazaras.
Melicroft's inspecting the walls.
I need to patch that. The roof is. Oh, she is beautiful in her own way. Yes, this is the place. This is
see
so
something
good to
I'm
be
not-
home. And I'll enter. I'll duck under the doorway and enter in.
I don't even think there's a way to look up. There's nothing here.
Okay, I guess I'm going in.
Y'all's
Just eager.
architecture is quite different from my room.
Do you knock or do you go in? What do you do?
I'm going straight in.
Just
The door is locked.
I don't think that works. Really.
Oh, dude, I believe you're supposed to knock before you try to open
When's
it.
the last time
You
you
just
were
watch
here?
Melcroft go to open the door and like continue to walk, and the door stops, but he doesn't for a minute. Just,
This
When's the last
isn't.
time you were here?
Shortly before we left, this isn't. Doors Fane is open to everyone. The doors are not usually
Is
locked.
there windows to take a peek
Does he
inside?
have business hours?
No,
Oh, just like no windows?
I mean, there may be a couple of windows on the side, sure, but they're not like, it's not like a big.
No, yeah, it's just take a peek. Is there anything inside?
I mean, there's chairs and a table, like a
Knocking.
kitchen set.
And knocking.
Yeah, I was thumping on the door.
And knocking.
You don't get any sort of response.
Hello, we're looking for religion. Hello.
Because the way that those operate, it's constantly open. This is me, not Melicroft. Constantly open.
All right. This is there a way to get behind it? Are the houses like all against each other, or is
No,
there
yeah, there's space. Yeah, it wasn't like a community builder that did these. These are
Okay.
all very unique homes and buildings. There's lots
No
of.
Fox and Jacobs.
Yeah, you can get around.
Having spent considerable time here, would I know of any other ways into this?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a back entrance, but again, it's more of a 2-point of entrance sort of location. As you go around to the back, the back door is open if you choose to go through there.
Oh, yeah.
When I say open, I don't mean swung open. The door's unlocked.
Unlocked.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't want to set any sort of like
Okay.
expectations of like, oh, it's
Okay.
kicked in and there's blood on the floor. No, it's just it's an unlocked door.
As you go in, Inari's gonna lean in and go,
You know where I come from. Usually if a door's locked, they would not like you to go in.
And where I come from, all are welcome in the house of Freya.
And I'm going to open the door and go inside.
I mean, it's fair.
All right.
I believe that when you're his size, doors with locks don't really matter. You can kind of just go through them.
I'll wait until everyone else goes in, then I'll take a second and then go in. Like just.
Yep. So the door opens. Melicroft goes in. Those of you who decide to follow.
So how much space do we have enough space for everybody to walk?
Yeah, how big is the house? Is it like a 1 bedroom, 1 bath kind of thing, or is it like,
I mean, there's yeah.
or like
It's
this size of house? Like, what are we talking?
Yeah, it's a little smaller than this. It's typical, family room, kitchen, dining room, and a bedroom.
Okay.
But at the moment, it seems like no one's home.
I guess I'll walk in.
Who would normally be here, Melicroft?
Who would normally be here? I didn't name these people.
Yeah, the two apostles here are Gerald
Gerald
and Sophie,
and Sophie.
and they are a married couple that live here.
The dyad of this fane is Gerald and Sophie, and I'm generally here most hours of the day.
Is there anywhere else they would go?
Do they live here?
Yes, they stay here.
Does anything look out of order?
What time of day is it?
Oh, probably getting towards the end of the day. Yeah, probably 4 or 5 o'clock since you guys traveled all day to get here.
And having spent considerable time with these people, I would know their rough schedule, like if they're out getting groceries or something. Like,
Yeah, it's irregular that they're not here.
yeah.
Is something on the stove or the range? Just
Yeah.
fire going? Is it?
Well, they really
It's warm.
But yeah,
Cold?
Can I
So-
try to like smell for any fresh like scent of like, because typically I don't smell people. Like, can I smell any recent presence of human or whatever creature in the place at all? Like,
Yeah. Make a perception check.
Okay.
Were they human? Melicroft, I'm assuming they're human.
yes, I'm assuming they're human.
Oh, no. I've never met them. You tell me more often.
Yes, they're human.
One second.
Yeah, Melicroft is like poking around, looking in.
Yeah, that's a 7, so probably.
Probably would have gone to the front door and saw if it was locked from, obviously locked from the inside, right? And like, should I unlock the door? Or?
Wait a moment.
I'm like Melicroft's looking through every room, trying to see anything out of place. Spend a lot of time here. I want to see if anything is.
Make an investigation.
I know it's not a.
Investigation with advantage since you. have been here.
Are there
And
any
you sort of know what would be irregular.
Yeah.
any signs of a struggle? Like, I'm not talking like, obviously there's no smashed chairs or anything like that, but is there anything that would indicate maybe?
Scratches,
Yeah.
blood.
I think that's what he's checking.
It'll be a 15.
15. Nothing seems to stand out to you that anyone left without their will. Or,
No signs of struggle.
yeah, it just seems like they're not home.
Maybe they went out for a nice date, maybe.
Yeah.
No, they would be here.
Do they ever go to Redborough?
Find them.
A dyad is married to the Fane as much as they are married to one another. It's not like they just take off leaving things unattended. I know there's not too many faithful in the Undercity, but Fanes provide services just beyond being a house of worship. Marriages, healing the sick, housing the destitute. Generally, when one enters into a dyad, they commit to the temple. And if one of them goes to get supplies, it's usually only one of them that's gone. This is not normal at all.
Maybe
Could
they're
they have been
converted.
recalled to the top by another Fane? Or is this the only Fane in Redborough?
To my knowledge, this is the only one here.
Would you be okay with checking their room?
Yes, absolutely.
Can we check their room?
I'm looking all over.
Yeah, I assume when he was looking, he looked everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know, like...
I included that into the check. If you
No,
want to check specifically in the
Well,
bedroom, you can, but
But I was like, are there clothes gone? Are there drawers cleared out? Is there a closet cleared out? Is there a book missing? Kind of like...
Or any correspondence, anything on the walls is all like it was.
I'll let you make another investigation check with Callan's help.
Okay.
So essentially, you both roll a d20 using Melikop's modifier.
Let's see. That's a 4.
What's the foot traffic?
No!
No,
No.
son of a
Just
bitch.
every once in a while, people walk by. Yeah, the occasional like
Do they?
laughing drunk friend group.
Dirt here is just like roadway.
So there's not a ton of dirt in general here because most of it was carved out of rock in this cavern.
So it's stone walkway.
Was there anything cooking or anything like that? Cold, hot,
What was the roll?
bad?
Bad.
Worse than before?
It was a 4 and a 2.
Yeah.
Oh, good thing you had advantage.
I rolled a
Yeah.
4, he rolled a 2.
Is there anybody else they would have correspondence with? Maybe one of the big points of contact, like at the afterthought, right? The owner knows everybody. Maybe he.
perhaps, yeah, he tends to send people over here if they're in need.
Do other Fanes meet each other in like a monthly meeting you weren't privy to?
It's mostly done through letters, couriers. There's not a whole lot of large physical gatherings.
Was there anybody outside? Shit? Like, in the immediate, like, is there somebody sitting across the street having tea kind of thing?
Not
Like-
sitting still, no. I mean, there's people walking in and out.
Because I have a nosy neighbor.
Yeah, like that kind of, I guess that kind of thing.
Well, I went outside and I looked around to like the foot traffic light and see.
Yeah,
how they were
there's just
sitting.
people walking in and out through the afterthought, through some of the other taverns and like kind of brew houses down here. But no one's sitting around on like a park bench looking at the house, sort of thing.
Well, that's what I meant, like, it's just somebody chilling.
There's no NPC that has an arrow over it.
Melicroft will walk back into the living room and place his hand by the altar and just gaze at it for a moment, just like a couple of seconds, and then step outside. Like before, whenever you've heard him thinking, it's like a light gearing of work. You hear them grinding, like furiously spinning.
Oh, here we go.
And he's stepping outside and he's looking around. Like, I want to look at the walls, the floor outside the house. Like, I'm looking all around.
So since Feria can see that Melicrop's getting distressed, she would walk over. I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna put my hand on your arm and say, "I think we need to go talk to Shark. Let's go talk to him.
Perhaps you're right, yes.
Maybe he can give us some more information as to what's going on."
Is there any letters laid about?
I've
You saw
been
with the 2.
Okay.
looking for a specific symbol. And I'm assuming I haven't found it.
Which symbol?
The symbol.
No, you don't see that.
Good.
Is there like a bookshelf?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna slowly walk over to it and just kind of check the books and see if there's like a trap door or something.
Yeah, so you guys watch Caehanna walk over to this bookshelf and just pull back every single book one at a time.
Good one. Good one.
Not even looking at-
Terrible.
yeah.
Put it back.
Surprisingly, a lot of them are variant texts of Freya, testimonials, and a lot of notebooks and journals from Gerald and Sophie. So there's a lot of kind of personal text on here of their interpretation of what it means to show love and fertility. Like what that means to them in their own perspective lives. But no trapdoors, no secret doors.
I think we need to go to the afterthought. Let's start there. Maybe Shark can give us some information as to what might be going on. He can also tell us if he's seen Morris, but obviously nothing's here.
Yes.
I mean no offense when I ask this. Do you think that they grew tired of this religion and converted to something else?
Eratok is a wonderful goddess to devout to.
I don't believe that they would have made the decision to leave the faith. Those of us who are still among the faithful, this is a commitment, and most of us are in the positions we are in because of a personal, palpable connection with Freya. And it is not like them to abandon a Fane. It's not like any dyad to abandon a Fane. So before I become even more distressed than I am, let us go check in. But I will be returning here as soon as possible.
It's close by. We can even keep an eye on it from the afterthought if we need to.
Do you want to lock both doors or leave the back one open like it was?
Is there a key in either one of the doors? Yeah, I didn't figure.
It locks from the inside.
No, won't lock the door.
Hold on. So it locks, the front door locks from the inside as well? Not the outside at all?
I mean, yeah, there's a keyhole.
Oh, okay, well that's
You
what.
can't lock
Sorry, that's what I was saying. I was like, was it like locked only from the inside?
It was
It would
because
have
there's no there's a keyhole on the outside, but you can hand lock it from the inside.
Well, no, okay, that's what I'm saying. But it means you can lock it from the outside.
Yeah.
The way I interpreted what you said was there was no way, like it was a bar behind the door kind of thing.
Oh, no.
That's what I thought at first too.
And I was like, oh, that changes
Yeah.
Callan's thought process. But
Yeah.
okay,
No.
that makes more sense. Thank you. Let's
Yeah, I have no
let's
way to
try.
get back in here if it's locked.
If need be, we will force our way in if there's distress. But
Okay.
let's take it a step at a time.
Then he'll lock the inside of the back door and shut it. How far away is the afterthought from? Like, is it?
You said it's visible,
Yeah, it's right up the street.
Can you see the Fane from there?
Yeah, I mean,
Like
if
out of
you're
one of the
standing
windows.
outside.
Out of one of the windows.
So one of us can wait outside and just keep an eye and see if they come back.
What did I finish up with before?
All right.
This is
Is there anybody we know walking about, like, in our helping of people around the Undercity? Is there anybody we would know?
You guys have done a really good job. Everyone but Melicroft has done a really good job of sort of staying to themselves out here. As you guys do walk through the city, especially like getting closer to the afterthought, you do notice that a lot of people, as you do pass by, see the group of you, and then they kind of look up at the 7'6" Melicroft, and they'll like smile or wave or give him a nod. But the rest of you get no sort of satisfactory.
I'll chill. Wave back to everyone.
Yeah.
Well, then, if that's the case, I guess let's start heading towards the afterthought and maybe get some answers if there are any.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, start headed that way.
Yeah. So, you guys get towards the end of the street, and there's a 3-story tall giant building that is nothing but booths and tables and music, and this whole first floor is packed. There's more people here than you've seen in the last 5 days worth of travel. Everyone inhaling their ale and different elixirs. You have a few different people smoking glow cap in the corner. You definitely smell it right as you walk in.
This is home. This is home.
Not this dreadful smell again.
Yeah, so wonderful.
Yeah, that earthy. It's like the unique thing about glow cap is it's definitely an herb, so it's like a fungi actually, and when it smokes, it almost has the aroma of like cinnamon and like spices, like clove, and so it's actually fairly pleasant to be around that smoke, which is why a lot of cities will permit it, even though they don't like the effects of it.
Okay.
Is this more busy than it normally is?
No,
Okay,
this is
this
all
is what we expect.
yeah.
Okay, great.
Caehanna's gonna walk in, see all the people, turn right back around and walk out. And then she starts crying. And then, is it like a bench or something?
I'm sorry.
What? What did you do?
Is it like a bench or like a chair or something outside?
No, do I need to start putting benches in all of my games?
Yeah,
For it? Like,
People have to sit.
It's a public space.
Yeah, there's benches in public.
not down here.
There.
Find a bench and I retrieve it.
Yeah, there's not like any. I mean, all the seating is in the restaurant.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
guess you could sit on the floor.
Yeah, I'll stand for
Sit on the ground.
I just kind of put my hands in
You
my
guys watch
pockets.
Caehanna sobbing at the floor.
Turn to Isadora. Does she do that?
I've never seen her do that. I'll go check on her.
Does
You
she want
guys
a hit?
talk to this shark man.
Okay.
Yeah, she wanna hit.
Not everybody's a junkie like you.
Are you actually taking
Yeah.
glow cap right now? I need you to roll a d4.
D4, right?
Well, first roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Oh, that was nice.
Well, and I see him go to smoke that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like,
I'll go help the blue girl.
You said saving throw?
Yeah.
23.
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead and roll a d4.
He's a junkie.
Oh my god.
What is it a plus 10? I have a plus 4.
Oh.
I rolled a 19.
Oh, I misread it. Sorry.
3. 3
For
hours.
the next 3 hours,
Cool.
you have the effects, the benefits of glow cap, and the good and the bad.
I'm okay with that.
So he's
Gives me higher wisdom.
suddenly higher in wisdom and
Lower in dexterity. I'm
very
okay.
low in dexterity.
Does she want one? Or calm her down.
I don't think so.
Oh.
If she changes her mind, I'll let you know.
Also, just to take a quick pause, we didn't really talk about, during the character creation side of things, we didn't really talk about money,
yeah.
starting equipment, because that's not usually something I'm really a stickler for. As far as money, obviously, unless it has something to do with your backstory, most people start with like 100 gold or something.
I'll have 0.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do, because Cornelius and I have actually talked about it because of his backstory, like the money he has. I will say Caehanna and Inari have nothing. Isadora, would you have had any money from your previous home, things like that? Like, do you carry?
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
do have a profession and everything, and I do
Okay.
need money for specific inks.
So, Isadora, Melicroft, Faria, and Levi. What I'm going to have everyone do is essentially roll a d20.
Do I need to roll?
Something like that.
No,
like
not. I'll do your second.
Okay.
10.
I think so.
What's my backstory I do?
That's a 14.
That's super funny. You essentially take that, multiply it by 10. That's how much your starting gold. So you'll have 70, 100, 140, and I forgot what Isadora said.
She said
7 as well.
7 as
70.
well.
I have 25.
You have 0 because
No,
you
I
came
have
from the
25 for my class.
He's saying that because your backstory, you won't have it. You won't need
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
Like you would never have needed it in the Feywild.
Fae don't have currency in the same way, so you wouldn't have had any coming to here.
It's like it's like going
Monopoly money.
Yeah, going there. You just like, oh, we have euros here.
Yeah,
So
you wouldn't have
any money.
needed it to this point because Isadora has money that is paid for the things you
You have the
need.
bills, but they're better off being 10 to 5.
Yeah, you gotta
So
manage
I
it.
would, for the sake of that, same thing with Inari. Like you just don't have any money like right now.
Yeah, and I came from a giving society anyway, so we didn't have money.
Yeah.
Didn't everybody
Yeah.
an architect should
I'm gonna have you do the same thing, but roll 3 d20s.
You suck.
still be everybody here.
Only equaled up to 20.
Okay, so 200 gold is your starting.
What a bunch of poor bastards.
And no one knows how much Cornelius has, but you just get the feeling it's more than
Smell money.
Like
How much does my would you say my stock of glowcat cost me every time I read?
That's why I was like bringing it up. So it's gonna be different wherever you buy it.
So like from like the aftershock, like if my dealer was here at the aftershock, how much?
So I would say we'll take it by uses. So for every use, we'll say that would cost you like 10 silver or 1 gold.
Okay.
So if you were to have 10 like backups, then that would have been 10 gold pieces.
Okay. So if they're gonna go talk to Shark, y'all gonna go talk to Shark?
Yes.
I'm gonna I don't know who my dealer is, but if he's here, I will stock up while I'm here.
Yeah, how much would you like?
I'll do 10 gold worth.
Okay. So the person who seems to be the one to get everything, actually, ironically, is the same person they're going to talk to.
Cool.
And you would know this. You've been
Okay.
here a couple times. Shark is kind of the guy down here. He's the
The fixer.
yeah. He solves all your problems.
Before
you
you
did,
ask him for anything, let us figure out what's going on with.
but-
I know, just
Okay.
a couple minutes.
Okay.
Great.
So you all are hit with multiple aromas and just the feeling of the vibrant energy. It makes it automatically just kind of lifts your spirits just being here, everyone having a good time. The occasional like shout and yell, or you hear like a glass crash on the ground and then you look by and everyone starts laughing, or they go, they yell and things like that. Kind of a typical, tavern, but a little bit more lively than the ones you see up top. Not as pretentious, not as tight. You see multiple folks working behind the bar just on this first floor. Again, kind of a rare sight. Most of the places you go only have one barkeep to work the floor, but they need multiple. There's 4 or 5 back there. There's servers going to each table of all different sort of race and shapes, from gnomes to like tall elves and slender, skinny dwarves and things like that. However, you come to the back where you tend to know where to find Shark. And Feria, you come back to around the back of where the bar top ends, and there's Shark's office. And the door is slightly cracked open, and you hear his voice from inside talking to somebody else. And you just hear that like rough sort of kind of skeezy voice he has, and you just hear him say, "One more time. I give you one more time. That's it. Now get the fuck out of my office." And like moments later, the door comes slam open, and there's cloaked. You see him like in a kind of a dark green, like sage green cloak all over. You see an elf with short brown hair, but as he's like pulling the cloak over, you're able to see on his chest the rose gold armor of a militant member. And he's like situating, he's like, "Excuse me."
Does he look familiar?
Do I recognize him?
No.
Okay.
you just recognize he's a militant.
I'm gonna take note of what he looks like just look at him and then step to the side and.
Yeah, green eyes, short brown hair, kind of a standard sort of military style haircut. The long ears, obviously giving away that he's elven, and slightly sharpened teeth. But other than that, pretty nondescript.
I don't recognize it.
I'll step up to the door, knock once, and say, "Rough day."
Now, when you guys walk in, who's all with you here? Just so
I was gonna say real quick. I go, Levi, care for a drink? I don't talk to Shark. Fairy is way better at that than me. And I was gonna ask him if he wanted to go and let her do her thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't talk to the other guy.
Yeah, but
You're paying, right?
You hear Callan walk away laughing.
You see me quickly go for your hat all right, I'll pay this one time. Free drinks for everybody, Mama.
Yeah, so, again, you're doing that, but who's all going?
it has to be Melicroft and Cal.
Just you three?
Yeah.
Because you three are still outside, right?
You guys are on solving duty.
Yeah.
Oh,
with the
don't pause.
outside.
What? What's going on?
We'll get to that. You guys are, you say, rough day, and you kind of peek in, and those who see, just kind of hulking over this little imagine if I was 3 times the size, both in height and width and just overall just big boyness, but this desk was the same. Just imagine me hulking over this little desk with a couple of papers and pens, and a normal sized chair. That's what you see. Sort of my knees are kind of high, crouched over the desk, and he looks up, irritated, writing something with his quill. He looks up and sees you. He's like, Feria.
Hey, old friend.
What are you doing here?
Couple things. We're
Come inside. Inside. You're gonna let the rats out.
I'll walk up and I'll just sit on the side of the desk. I won't sit down.
Are you two coming inside too?
Sit in.
Yeah.
So you guys come in. Do you leave the door open or?
I was gonna shut the door and stand against it like I do.
Every time, I love it.
Okay.
One of those-
As soon as you hear the door click, you see Shark go, it's an open door policy.
Oh, okay.
Leave it cracked for me, please.
Open it back up.
You can stand there and look big, but if someone needs me, I need to be able to be reached. You know what I mean? So
the
what's
job.
up, sweetheart? What can I do for you?
The job. Morris,
The job.
we found it.
I wish I knew what you were talking about.
You were here. You were here when.
Good job.
Yes.
Naturally, I know nothing of what you're
Of
talking
course
about,
not.
but good
Of course
job.
not. We have a little bit of a problem though.
Nah, it's not a problem. All you have to do is pay me a 10% finder's fee.
The an unknown item to you seems to have some unique properties that are affecting our friend here.
That's no problem.
Well, it seems to be a problem. We were looking to get a little bit of help from Melicroft's friends.
Yes. There's an affliction accompanying this dagger item thing, paperclip. It's a dagger. What I'm concerned about at the moment is that Gerald and Sophie have gone missing, and I was wondering if you had seen anyone coming or going from the Fane that isn't one of our usual people that we receive, or anyone who seemed out of place. I would like to find them to enlist their services to help us with our situation. But first I need to figure out where they're at. Have you seen them? Have you heard from anyone that has seen them? I went to the Fane, I went to their house and there was nobody there. Back door was open, no signs of struggle or anything. I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, man. It's tough down here, you know. People's go missing sometimes, you know. Listen, I liked them, man. They were good people. They were nice. I wish they drank more. They'd probably be a little more fun, but they were kind, you know. But honestly, it's the first I'm hearing about it. So, I'll keep my eyes peeled. I have a couple of, got my toe in a couple of jars. I'll have my folks with the hemlocks take a look.
Please.
Appreciate it, thank you.
You don't think this is gang-related enough, right?
I don't.
There's no scuffle that we know of.
It's close to the
What's that?
afterthought to be gang
There's no
You
scuffle.
gotta speak up, son. I can't hear you over there. I
There's
don't touch this stuff. Thanks, though.
there's no scuffle as much as we saw.
No scuffle.
It doesn't look like they were
they
taken.
didn't fuck them up or nothing. They just
They
gone.
No, it's
Just
gone.
gone.
How do you know they
Makes
miss
it
it?
more odd.
How do you know they miss it? What if they just? What if they just not there? Right?
According to
It's-
Melly, it's very unusual that
It
they're
is
not-
uncharacteristic for both of them to be gone.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. In exchange for the 10% finder's fee, of course, I will. I'll put a notice out. I'll have both my people. I'll talk to Lawrence. He'll have his people. The law will take a look. I'll also have the silence, the hemlocks. I just have them all. Hey, if you see any sweet-looking human folk, probably praying on their hands and knees, holding hands or whatever. Get them home. They're probably lost.
Appreciate it.
I don't know. You want to check back in like 3 days.
Sure.
You know what they say. If it's after 3 days, they're probably dead. Right?
She's gonna reach
That's
over
what
and
they
say,
say.
"No problem." He says that.
Oh
Sorry.
shit! I didn't mean nothing by it.
No,
I just meant,
no.
when people go missing, if they don't shows up, then they probably's dead.
Look, I've been a denizen of the other city for some time. I understand the likelihood. I figured they don't get in anyone's business, and I know that they don't deal with the rough types usually. If they do deal with them, it's to tend their wounds or cure their hangovers. So,
Yeah.
If it is gang related, that's awfully close to the afterthought. Let's hope
Hey,
that's not the case.
it's not gang related.
It can't be.
No, it can't be.
I couldn't think of anyone that would want to retaliate against them or against me in that manner.
Yeah, no one's dumb enough to go against our big boy here. Maybe me.
There's dumb people all over this world.
I'm past my days of the scuffles, as the kids said.
What race is Shark?
He's a Goliath.
So he's huge.
Yeah. Like he's like Melicroft size,
Yeah.
but like flesh.
That's funny.
But he's like in his like 60s. Like he's like this older guy. Like he's past his prime of like fighting. He's just still big. Like he's just
Okay.
Is the finder's fee payable once we've collected on the contract?
Well, to do that, we have to
yeah. I
find.
don't expect you to pay before you've collected on the contract, my friend.
Okay.
Well, speaking of that, have you seen Morris? Has he been down here recently?
Morris. No, so he's a great guy. Yeah, he doesn't fucking come down here anymore.
Uh-oh.
What changed?
A couple of his boys, the Barons, they got into some issues with the Drow folk, the Silence, and to keep the peace, I said, hey, stay up top, pretty boy. Don't be coming down here with your friends. And he said, okay. It's been a couple of weeks. He hasn't been down here. But I'm assuming you haven't talked to him yet
No.
about this affliction or whatever.
We're hoping maybe he can help separate it if Melicroft's people can't.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he does. He collects items. I go talk to him. But, yeah, I'm real sorry about your friends, Jovi and Gerald, or Sophie.
Gerald and Sophie.
The little human lovers, yeah.
Yeah, they're hard to miss. They are a unique couple. Do you know when was the last time you saw them? I know you don't typically pay.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't walk around like taking note of every time I see someone and when the last time that was.
You are a man of business, and I understand that you have your priorities on other matters.
Oh, speaking of that, Melicroft. And he like reaches down and he's like, there's like this duffel bag. You hear like, are you finally gonna accept the payment we've been trying to give you?
You see, I understand,
Hey,
but it's
take it.
There's a tingle in his spine.
okay.
Listen, this was something you told me you wanted to hold on to this and give it to the church, but if they're not there no more, Melicroft,
Use it to start
it's not
a move.
doing me any good sitting here. Might as well.
This once I will accept the payment.
Thank God. Do you want all of it, or do you want to keep some? What do you want?
We may need it.
Yeah, don't forget you have new
Figure
friends too.
shit out. Seriously.
You know,
Sometimes I'm not bad.
for once, I'll accept payment in full.
Beautiful. And he like picks it up and puts it to the end of his table. As it clunks down, he's like, if I remember right, he like shuffles through his papers. He's like, Meadowcroft. Yeah, so there's 490 gold pieces. And it looks like
How long has that been
26
gaining interest?
There's like 26 platinum pieces as well. So
Melicroft!
it's been.
You asked me why I spent his money. That's fucking why.
I didn't know he had that much.
He doesn't. He helps us out.
I know.
he's-
I want him to be able to accept it. That would.
Me too. I don't like having cash around. It's bad for business.
Yeah.
The rats will eat it.
I will accept the payment. Will you please let your boys down the way know that if they're going to be roughhousing in the street, right, or in the alleyways, I would appreciate it if they wouldn't collide with the walls that I've been repairing lately. I understand that boys will be boys, Shark. You know how they are. I know how they are. But I would appreciate it if you'd let them know if they're going to roughhouse, there are designated areas to do so. I have set them up and fortified the walls. If you'll do that for me, I'll get this money off of your hands.
Listen. You know I can't control when people get a little frisky.
I know.
Just tell him to fucking
Tell
stay
him-
away from his walls.
You know what? No. That's what the third floor is for. You know, like, that's why we have it up there. You know. But
Punch
like,
him straight out the building.
I'll have a word with the ruffians myself if I feel that it's appropriate.
honestly, it's gonna come better from you because everyone's kind of scared.
I know. I'll have a gentle hand.
It's called the Rough House.
He's a rough housing guy.
As I'll reach forward and grab the bag, and as I pick up the bag, did anyone get that total again, or can you read that one more?
490
gold and 26
490 gold,
platinum.
So,
I figured he was listening.
so total
So
of
total is 490 plus 260, so 750.
750.
And it's I'm assuming this is a hefty sack of coin.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
strong enough.
Anyone else having to pick that up, we need to do a strength check. But
I'll take the bag
Bag
and
of gold.
tie the top in a knot so nothing comes falling out, and then.
For your chest plate.
Please don't just go carrying that around.
Actually, is there like a loop around it or anything? Like
I was thinking more like a burlap sack style.
burlap sack.
Just like with a big money sign.
So
on the
now we
front,
have
you
to
know?
go put that away.
My
So
where I stay. is not far.
Millercroft will take the bag and hold it to his chest, and you guys will notice like a couple of the plates of the breastplate open up, and then he sticks it in there and they shut real tight on it, and it's just hanging from his chest. And he's like,
Perfect.
let's see if he won't try and touch it. And then
Great.
Shark, once again, I thank you. You've got to stop offering me money, but
No, he doesn't.
I do what I do out of the kindness of Freya and for my love for this community, but I believe this may come in aid in finding Gerald and Sophie and aiding some of our new acquaintances. I appreciate you.
You know, I'm a man of my word. So, just keep helping out, you know.
Of course.
So you guys going to see Morris now.
So we
Soon.
picked up some extra companions that we're gonna have to take in tow. So
Yeah, that's not important to me. But like, I just mean, when can I expect my money?
we're gonna probably head up in the next day or so. Now that we know where he is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're good. You know, we're good.
I'm gonna reach in the back. You sure you don't? 100 gold.
I believe in it's a little more than that.
For 1,000, 10%.
Last I checked, the bounty was up to 1,500. If I
Didn't know, but
Oh.
News to us.
Not a single What is going on?
But if you want to pay in advance, that's fine. with me.
Out of his own bag, he'll pull 100 gold out and set it on.
I'll take the
Not the big sack. He'll pull out of his own coin purse and put 100 down.
I'll take the other
The other
50.
50?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just paying now.
So yeah, take 150 out of. And he's like, oh, this is why when I see your face, Farrier, it lights me up. Almost as much as your own face lights up.
Sweet. Thanks, Shark.
Now, what, can we offer you guys some drinks?
And I'll put
need a
10
place
gold.
to stay? What do you need?
I'll put 10 gold down. Can I get a restock?
I knew you wasn't just here for the day. And he comes and he pulls out his little, like, he has like this little, like, drawer, or like this box that has 3 drawers on it. And he pulls one out and he's like, oh, that's too bad. Closes it, pulls it out, he's like, here we go. And he pulls out like the fresh glow cap, like when it's freshly plucked, still has some of that glowing quality. And so as soon as he pulls it out and you see it glowing, you know it's like fresh. And he pulls out 10 of these mushrooms that are long stemmed, kind of small, capped at the end. And he's like, 1, 2, 3. You said 10? 4, 5, 10. Okay. And he fans them out. He's like, yeah, these are pretty nice.
I'll pull my little herb sack.
Don't get addicted to this shit.
It's a little too late for that, Shark.
I'm not taking your money. You gotta promise me you're not addicted to this shit. You do it because you enjoy it. Right?
I do it because I enjoy it. I enjoy the way it makes me feel.
Hey,
So
you two, keep an eye on him. I ain't trying to cause no problems long term.
I get it.
keeps me calm.
Ethical business name.
Before we leave your esteemed acquaintance, we may need a couple of rooms.
Do we have enough room back?
I mean, there's my place is not nice, but there's room for everybody.
Rain check on that.
Hey, whatever. You know, if you need a place to stay, we got you covered. I mean, for a fee, but it's available.
So, for Callan's history, like the first floor is like the bar. What's the second floor?
Those are rooms and a few pleasure rooms, things like that.
Is there a private room we could rent to talk quietly?
I mean, there's pleasure rooms. I'm sure there's a private room.
Yeah, it just has chains on the wall.
No, I mean like
red felt on it.
Weird.
like a dinner room that like we could talk privately.
Not
Yeah.
really in a place like this.
Okay.
No. I mean,
I bet her place.
Farius
Oh, yeah, I guess.
abandoned church is probably the best
Okay.
place to be, but yeah, not here. There's really not a lot of privacy here.
Okay. Alright, this one.
Ferry is going to lean in and try to put on the air of more concern than anything, not nosiness. You don't see a lot of the rose gold plate down here. Is there anything we need to worry about?
You guys have been great. Yeah.
Okay.
You guys have just been so fantastic. You know, of course, I don't know anything about any rose-colored armors or nothing, but tell Morris I said hi. We miss him down here and hope he understands.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see you in a few days
You're all square with me, darling.
for the information.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, highest priority to find munchkins. And he's like, you know what? Yeah, come see me in a couple days. I'll have information one way or the other.
Okay.
Thank you.
And he like leans back in his chair and he takes like this notepad that he had. And he's like scribbles something. You see him like scratch out a line. Like, okay. Oh, you're still here. Hey.
We're leaving.
Oh, yeah, I had already exited by that point.
Yeah. Okay. Walk back.
As you
out.
guys leave, there's like this kind of older, short not short as in like a gnome or a halfling, but just like maybe like Hannah's height in real life, like just under 5 feet tall. Like kind of older woman holding like her arms kind of like in a cold kind of frail way at the door as you guys open, similar to how you were, waiting her turn to talk to Shark. And you see her as you guys walk by, and then she goes in after, and you hear Shark, and he's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And the door closes behind. Well,
All right.
Sobby Sobbers. While you guys are doing this, God, you guys look so interesting.
Outside the bar crying.
Yeah.
Like a fucking sorority bar or some shit.
Caehanna's feeling a bit blue.
Do we want to take a break before we go into this? Or
Potty break.
Yeah, do you want to do it now or
Let's do it.
tomorrow?
Yeah, we can do that now.
Yeah, okay.
Since it's like between people.
Yeah, let's take a 10-minute break.
Okay.
And we're back.
Cool.
Alright, short break. Whenever we left, we had just finished talking with Shark, the Undercity kind of the guy to go to get anything done or to get intel or get knowledge or ask requests. And before we went into the afterthought, this tavern down here, your new friend Caehanna had a moment
Meltdown.
where she just started sobbing and turned around and went outside. Inari and Isadora followed suit to check in what's going on. Naturally, the three weirdos are all together.
We don't look weird.
First off, I'm a human being.
We don't look weird.
That's not what I said.
It looks like a computer generated version.
You look like an AI picture.
It's just off.
Uncanny Valley effect right there.
Yeah. So, Caehanna, you looked inside and saw all of these people, and you ran outside, sat on the floor, and started crying.
Yeah.
You two now approach. Have fun.
So are you like sitting on the floor in like a fetal position, or are you just like, are you laying on
Wait,
the,
so
on the ground? Like,
so my legs are probably crossed, my hands are like this, and you'll see tears go down, and they freeze as they go down. I'm just sad.
True angst.
So I'm not like, I'm just like.
were you like that when you left the place? Like when you, like right when you walked into the afterthought, did you start like sobbing and then you compose yourself, or?
I was never like sobbing, so I walk in, I see all the people, I get very overwhelmed, I walk back out, and then I start crying.
Okay, so as you're leaving, we see you start crying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sick.
So I'll start down,
Sick.
Okay.
sad.
So yeah, I guess Inari will start walking over
Yeah.
and see you crying on the floor. She does not get down to your level. She just
Okay.
looks at you from above and just goes, "Stop crying now."
Yeah, Isadora's gonna go and sit. And she's done. Isadora will go and like sit right in front of Caehanna, like in the same position. Like we'll sit with her legs crossed, and then like we'll also put her head in her hands.
Totally standing in front of y'all, still just looking down at you.
Yeah.
No, you don't get the.
Yeah.
You're crying.
I'm not crying. But I'll look into Caehanna's face and say, what's going on? This is very unlike you. I've never seen you shed tears before, especially freezing tears.
I've probably never seen you turn blue either.
You don't have to speak up.
No, I've never seen you turn blue. Does that make you cry?
Yes.
Then why turn blue?
She said me.
This is not inconspicuous, Caehanna. We're sitting outside of a tavern, crying on the floor.
It's all very too much for me, Isadora. I didn't get it yet.
do too much.
Too many people. I miss home.
Yeah, I don't believe crying's going to help. So stop crying.
Oh, are there other colors that you can turn into that will make you happy? Because I think happy is probably a better emotion to feel down here. It doesn't seem very happy anyway.
Less inconspicuous.
Yes, we want to blend in.
Turn yellow again. And after I rest.
After you rest? You have to rest?
I have to rest.
Are you going to cry until you get to rest?
No.
So
Maybe.
stop crying.
Just ignore the tears. It doesn't matter.
But you're sitting on the ground outside of a tavern.
Because there's too many people. It's very overwhelming. I didn't like it. I didn't can it. I don't know. I don't like this place. I want to go home.
But you've barely been here. You've seen one city. That's it.
One city, but it's not my city.
But didn't you come out here to,
I came out here to find out to my mother.
Right. Maybe the shark guy knew.
How can he?
I don't know. They say that he knows lots of things. They asked it. Obviously, they knew this Marcus guy, and they talked about Gerald and Sophie. They talked about Gerald and Sophie.
But my mother is not from this world. I am not from this world.
Then why did you come here?
Because I want to find out what happened to my mother. She died.
Well, then stop crying and let's go find your mother.
She is dead. She is no longer living.
Well, crying's not going to fix anything.
No.
I'm just gonna look like.
I came here to help find what killed her. I have nothing so far. We've been in the woods. I've seen one city. I don't know this world. It's all too much for me. I have no one here.
Well, you came to this world to find answers, right?
Yes.
So maybe you need to talk to people to find them
I
answers.
don't know what
We should go to Shark. They talk to Shark. I don't know, but they know. The people inside. That's what I'm referring to.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know Shark either.
I need to find
Sounds like a very pleasant
There's
man.
books. Maybe they will help.
Books?
Yes.
Is that why you were pulling the books earlier?
Yes.
That was strange.
I was looking for a trap door. He said they left, and maybe there was something hidden.
Oh.
We have that at home and many rooms in the palace.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go see if Shark has books. You think you can manage to go in?
I shall try.
Great. I'm gonna encourage her to get up so we can go talk to Shark.
I'm still very.
If you stand
Because we don't know who Shark
then
is.
Ari's going to be like,
Good
great job. You stopped crying.
For now.
The tears are just frozen.
They froze on my face.
Cool, we're gonna go in, and I assume that maybe we see them as they've walked away from Shark's area, this office.
Yeah, by this point, they would have already left. They've had their conversation. You do see Cornelius and Levi by the bar
I just keep walking. I don't even go.
arguing about who's paying for the drinks.
Was she crying when we came in?
Yeah, you guys watch all three, Isadora, Inari, and Caehanna come in. You see Caehanna come up your face.
Everything okay? What do you want?
We want to talk to Shark.
Why?
You want to talk to who?
Shark? Isn't that his name? I know I got Marcus earlier,
Boss.
Why?
but you guys said he has information about lots of things.
He does. That's a very, you guys are,
I'm
New.
gonna veto that.
I mean, you could talk to her with boss. Go with boss. Talk to her. Talk to her.
I would be happy to vouch for them, represent them in the office.
What are you trying to find? Shark is a businessman.
There's a fixer.
He's
And has the information.
well, it's more about information on how to make money and jobs and connections and things like that.
But I mean, if you're looking for someone, he would be the person to talk.
Sure.
But if you're looking for information on do something,
Oh, why don't you tell them what you're looking for information
I'm
on?
looking for an illness that killed my mother.
okay.
What kind of
So
illness?
Then again, but she became crazy in the head. Her hand, she said, became bigger and things were smaller and bigger, like out of proportion. She spiked a fever one day and for like a year she was battling this illness and she died from it.
you might know of a doctor who might.
I
Have
asked my
information,
doctor
but-
in my village and he didn't care anything.
Wait, you said you know of a doctor?
No, Shark might, but I doubt he'll have information on a specific illness. But a person, he might.
Okay.
DM.
Was your mother here?
No. Not that I know of.
Okay, for Adam's sake, have you said you're from the Feywild?
I have.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure before I bring it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like-
said that they were.
Okay,
I think because you asked me that and I was like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm from the family.
okay.
Is anybody familiar with what she's talking about?
Having spent time,
Yeah.
inordinate amounts of time in Fanes and stuff like where we nurse the sick and stuff like that, does this
Yeah.
illness strike any of, do I,
Make a medicine check.
the symptoms
I
or
can
anything?
assist with that,
I have no
potentially.
Well,
interest
yeah,
in
just-
medicine, and I roll
I
that.
think-
Do you have any? Are you proficient in medicine?
No, I just if that sounds familiar. People going crazy.
I'll have you do a separate check for history.
Okay.
Since you wouldn't have any medical
I
proficiency.
have no medical expertise at all.
Be difficult for you to assist in something.
That's a nat 20.
Shall I give him the paper?
Huh?
I ran out the paper.
For what? Did you not give that to me?
I don't know. I can give it to you. I have it.
Didn't give
Oh,
it
I got a nat 22.
I have it right.
Whoa!
Oh shit!
to me. Is that what you know?
We both look at each other at the same moment.
A light bulb goes up above y'all's heads.
Ah!
My light bulb goes off too because I see money. I go, hey! Scoundrel. Well, you've been holding out on me the whole time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Heather, you didn't send me anything on the illness, so I made something up. So now you're giving me information after. So what is this?
It's called Alice in Wonderland syndrome.
Yeah, I didn't know that. How am I supposed to put that into the world if I don't know that?
I thought I said. I didn't say it. I thought I said it in my backstory.
You did, but there was no other info, so I made one up.
Was it?
Do you want to use yours? I just won't be able to give him any info because I've never seen this.
No, use yours. Use yours.
Okay. So, as she's describing this, Feria and Melicroft, your gears are turning. You hear that churning and that clicking, and the phrase "hands growing and shrinking" resonate with you because in your history working in the Fanes, before you get a flash of memory that you don't remember. That didn't make sense. You have a flash of memory that you before in as Melicroft is new to you, and you look down in this memory, and the rest of you all just see him going inert, and he's just.
Hey, reset.
And yeah, you're pushing, and he's just. It's 450 pounds of just.
It's like a brick wall.
Max.
Oh, good lord, he's thinking
Melicroft.
again.
You're looking down at your hand, but it's not metal. You're looking down at physical hands, and as you're envisioning this memory, it's almost like you're able to relive and make the decisions of your memory in real time. Like when you think, I want to move my hand up, your hand goes up. But it's like you're having this memory, but you're thinking of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And you see someone in writhing pain on the ground. It's this woman with this necklace around. She's wearing a blue gown, and this necklace has this black, mainly black stone inlaid in it. But that stone is more opalescent. It's like flowing, almost like there's fluid inside that's just going in a circle. And you're watching her body, like, it's almost like you're watching her go through stages of life within seconds. You're watching her go from a teenager to a grown woman to a child to an elderly woman to a teenager again, all within moments, and her bones and her body is cracking and writhing in pain. You put your hands on her to try to give healing, to try to ease her pain and suffering, and you just see her eyes open wide, and she passed in front of you while you were holding on, and then you come back and you're like, and you're back as Melicroft in front of everybody.
Plus,
I feel.
What did you give me, Adam?
Hey, if I could pass my suffering on to another, I would.
Theria, your experience is a little less hands-on. When Caehanna's describing this, your instant thought is, this sounds like the disease of the Time Stone, which is not an official diagnosis. No one's really been able to discover what it is or what it's all about. You've really just heard it through rumors, but because you rolled so high, it does ring a bell, but there's not a lot of info you have on it. But it sounds like one of the disease, what they consider the disease of this Time Stone.
Okay.
This illness that has taken a few people, of your knowledge, not like a mass pandemic or anything, but it's afflicted a few.
Okay.
I remember somebody, a woman in a blue gown. I remember a woman suffering an affliction similar to the one you described. It was almost as if time was affecting her. She was old and young and in between, all in a matter of moments. And I watched her pass right before my eyes. I was trying to heal her.
Well, it sounds like the disease of the Time Stone.
What's that?
I don't know a lot about it. I haven't seen somebody with it myself, but it's brought up occasionally.
The woman that I was treating had a stone around her neck.
Immediately go to my neck.
Is it the same?
Is it the same?
Sorry.
She's got a stone around her neck.
Ring?
No.
It was, I don't know, a black stone, opalescent. It let some light through, but it looked like there was like liquid inside of it or something to that effect. I don't recall much about it. I didn't know. I wasn't there to pay attention to what she was wearing. I was there to treat her illness. It sounds almost exactly like what you're describing. We should try and confer with someone who would know more, and we could probably figure out what's going on.
Where do we need to go?
It depends on who you want to talk to.
Yeah.
What is it called again? Time Stone.
Disease of the Time Stone.
Is it caused by an object, or is it?
I don't know a whole lot about it. It's just one of those kind of, oh, you don't want to catch this type of stories, you know, just...
Does the word Time Stone ring any bells?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you most of you who are from Thaldrin have heard of Time Stone. It's not uncommon. It's actually quite possibly one of the big reasons for the industrial boom that happened a few centuries ago. Time Stone arrived for what most of you have heard, seemingly out of nowhere. It wasn't here, and then it was.
How long ago was your mother afflicted?
She died 2 years ago.
Was it
But-
before 2 years ago? Was it?
But she died in the Feywild. Not here.
Material pride and Feywild are interconnected in weird ways.
Yeah.
How many years ago would the time stone be found?
Yeah, like was it around during my day and age or?
Did you, well, I guess we could ask somebody from 800 years ago. Do you know of time stone?
Thanks.
I'll let the DM determine that.
So, on the traveler's guide that I sent to you all,
There was a date on something.
I split up the time into ages to help you sort of break down sort of the history, and some of that you as players have been a part of, some quite a bit actually. And you'll know that the Age of Advancement is the current age that you're in right now, and the Age of Advancement began with the discovery of time stones,
Okay. So,
a substance that was discovered from a fallen meteor. It sparked a scientific gold rush of sorts. It began in 3808 ED. So, a few hundred years ago.
and what year are we in right now?
4201.
4201. So 400 years ago.
Or 4210.
4210.
Yeah, sorry.
So a little over 400 years ago.
So, after your time.
After me, yeah, I would say.
Yours was about 600 years ago.
In the Feywild, do you have those stones that I described? Black, translucent, lets some light in. It appears as if it's got liquid in the center of it. Do you have anything that fits that description?
Would I know if we have anything there?
Make a history check.
Can I help her with that?
I look, back up. Just gonna knock some shit over and let you know.
Can I assist her in that?
Absolutely.
I see more time stone in my father's journal.
You can ask in a second when you're back over here. It's all good.
The dryer
Nope.
got me again. I'm about to shove this up my nose like it's anything.
I got a 14.
Well, you-
Oh, not helpful.
Not helpful.
Everyone who's tried to help has not helped at all.
I tried.
4 to 3.
Yeah. Yeah, you've never heard of anything like this.
Yeah.
It sounds like something that would be in the Feywild, but you've never heard of anything like this.
You know, I didn't ken it. I didn't ken the stone.
Did your mother wear any odd and new jewelry or
The only
stones?
jewelry my mother has is this necklace that I'm wearing. And it is a white opal, opaque opal, and it's probably like this big. And
Maybe. Have any of us ever seen a time stone?
Would an individual from Heartmore perhaps know about time stone?
Definitely not me.
Sorry, what did you
Or at least
ask?
is that-
Said, have I ever seen a time
Sorry.
stone? Would I have ever seen one in my time?
Yes.
Is what she's wearing a time stone? Okay.
Is what I'm describing a time stone?
What you just find?
The necklace that you described to me in the memory cap.
Okay. Well, I mean, if your mother, did you notice any black stones on your mother when she was?
Callan, make a history check. Do you get advantage on that right now?
No, those are only wisdom checks. No.
No!
Alright.
All right.
Callan is not smarter than the
About what time?
Room. Yeah.
Do I do a check for that? I was thinking about my father's journal. I've read it multiple times. Did he ever mention time stones?
All the time.
Because I know of his work.
All the time.
That's what I thought.
Like almost every page.
Oh wow. Okay.
So you should know.
So that was your dad?
Huh?
Do you know anything about time stone?
Cornelius got into a fight in the bar already.
You know, I think I was
That's
a little
involved
bit
out of
more
it.
than I thought. You know, it's so dry out here in the city. Well, Yes, my mother and father work with time stones. At least they mentioned in his journal. Could be used, I would assume, in some sort of application with magic to do something involving time. Reversing it or something like that. At least that was a theory that they were working on, so.
Did it ever mention anything like this affliction?
Everything about sickness with people using it.
Did I ever see anything about other than just a scientific usability of it? No, it was more the practical application. I don't really know if there was anything side effecty to it.
Well, there's plenty of information about theory. There's libraries are found up there. So
Then let's go to the library.
that we can do. We have to go upstairs anyways, do we not? Or are we gonna wait and find Sophie and Jones first?
Shark said he's working on that.
Okay.
This shark you speak of, you mentioned he finds people.
He does, yeah.
Can he find my sister?
Alright, maybe. If you ask him nicely.
I would like to make the assumption that your sister's probably dead. Because we are like, what, 800 years removed from the last moment of your recollection?
But that means she should be dead. And she's alive
Thank
and well.
you.
People live
Maybe
first.
I never claimed it was a smart assumption.
I
My
believe.
sister is resourceful and we can live quite long.
I was thinking, what are the odds that two people of her kind made its way through the paradoxical.
Well, she can
Wobbly
clearly
time.
change what she looks like, so maybe her sister did the same.
There's no point. There's no bother in asking Chef if you're willing to ask him nicely.
The nicely is the concerning part.
Y'all were very concerned for us going through Shark.
Oh yeah, I don't
Not
think she should
very-
go either.
Yeah, right. Once
In
again,
fact, I'm
it's all
more
about being
concerned
nice
about
to
her
you, knowing
going
what you want.
I don't even talk to that guy.
Yeah, well, Cornelius would
Is he
get
scary?
punished. So,
He's
he can be.
he knows everybody,
And he controls a good portion of the Undercity.
and if you don't show respect for that, it won't go well for you.
Well, I'm quite respectful. I don't know what you mean otherwise.
He might not bow to you,
Yeah, he don't give a shit about that.
but just know it's probably nothing personal.
I don't take anything personal.
You didn't tell me your name.
You know?
You said I smelled like
I
shit.
sure did. I just didn't bow.
You said I smelled like
Nice.
shit. So,
You do stink.
I smell
But
like
that's a
cinnamon and
fact.
cloves. That's wonderful.
Now you do.
Maybe that's why he smokes so much. He smells really bad.
Yeah, you know, just cover it up. It's like deodorant.
To be fair, I did recommend stabbing you with a dagger again, so I guess, you know.
So the shark. I'd like to speak to him. Where is he?
What's your job, boss?
Yeah, I'm not vouching for that. But here's what I can do instead. Why don't we go see Fink?
Who?
He owns a bookstore close by. It's on the same road. Maybe he can find something on your people, and maybe you can find a book about the disease.
His name is Think.
Fink.
The fink.
Yeah.
Oh, think.
So I'm gonna go try to find my sister in a book.
Well-
rather than finding my sister from somebody that finds people.
You are more than welcome to go talk to him, but I'm not vouching for that.
Alright, point me the way.
Melly.
How have I never heard of this bookstore?
Will you vouch for her?
I'm willing to vouch for anyone who wishes to speak to Shark. Shark did also tell us to meet with him in a couple of days. I gestured to the line of people standing outside of his door.
Is it just like a line?
There's a
Wait.
couple. There's a couple. It's not extensive. It's like a bathroom line, you know.
You wanna wait to talk to him? You gotta get that line.
But
She just starts walking for the line.
we have an appointment.
But if he can do two things.
Clang, clang, clang.
Is that a sack of money?
Callan like stands in front of it, like, no.
Is there anyone going with Inari?
I'm gonna go with these four.
Oh, he's going to.
I
Oh
guess
my
I'll
god.
You're going too?
I'm gonna go as a token of goodwill, like,
Okay.
hey.
I'm just going to be supportive.
What are you and you doing?
I'm gonna go to the bar and just wait for him to be done.
I would probably just ask her how I went in there. And how come Melicroft has a giant sack of money now?
It's hidden in his.
No, it's not.
No, it's hanging.
It's hanging.
It's just clamped. It's just clamped in
He's got a
there.
fucking chain of money.
Got it.
I can hear it rattling around, and it
Yeah.
sounds like a lot more than usual.
It seems that Melicroft has been
He's making no
doing
effort
some
at it.
jobs outside of the Through Strikes. And
How much could it pay to get a cat out of the tree?
He does a
He does a
shit
lot.
ton. He doesn't sleep half the time. There's a lot of fixing to be done.
He's fixing. Who's he fixing? The royal.
No,
The community.
he fixes like this building, half built by him,
Why are we doing dangerous work out there when he's passively making income at home?
because it's his income.
Melicroft does on his own free time. He can do it.
That's why I take his money.
Well, he's walking around with it attached to his chest.
Yeah, no one's gonna try and take it here. We'll
Honestly,
get
I'm
more
just
trouble.
happy he took it. This is the first time in a while I've seen him actually take payment for what he does.
I would-
So.
yeah.
Sorry, the next 7 rounds are on him.
If, more than that. But I assume it went well with a shock then.
You were okay. I want to sit kind of close to the door, so I don't want to be in the room when they have their exchange.
No way.
But I want to hear it.
That's gonna be tough.
Okay.
If it's loud out here,
Okay.
you'd have to be like at the door trying to listen.
Yeah, you probably have to be
And
standing
that
next
is
to
super frowned upon, as you can imagine. So you can definitely do that, but you know it's bad etiquette, and
Yeah.
there may be people watching.
All right, I'll just stay at the bar.
That would be a we don't know them.
Is there anybody eyeing them specifically, or me?
Make a perception check.
Quite normal.
Yeah, we look normal.
But you're new. That's the whole thing. Is that you guys are new. This is a.
You're not smoking glow cap. You're not.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I do get
I'll
advantage.
I'll smoke some glow cap if I need to fit in.
I won't.
Wow, peer pressure straight away.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody else is doing it. I'm gonna.
Sure, I'll do it.
16.
Yeah, I mean, you have the occasional glance over. You don't notice as many people looking at the new people as you definitely pick up on more than a couple checking out Cornelius.
I'm totally oblivious the whole time.
Not in a we're gonna beat him up, like, oh, he's like, we're tough guys staring like eyeing down, but like they see him and it's like one of those like, oh yeah, we're all having a drink, whatever, and they look over and then like you see a couple of like
If those people, if I can like kind of nonchalantly kind of walk behind Cornelius and like eye those people down until they look away. And like no,
make an intimidation check.
yeah.
Make a better intimidation.
Yeah, that wasn't that good.
Make a better one.
I have a good intimidation.
Why are you
It's a
crowding
10.
my space, bro?
There's a a human man in a group of friends. One of the people you kind of look at. You do this a few times, and you look over at him and try to give him the stare down. And he's like looking right at you. He's like, "The fuck you looking at?
You.
You come here.
No.
You fucking piss off. We're having a good time. What's with the angry eyes?"
Giving angry eyes to my friend.
Now I'm just looking at the money he's carrying.
None of your concern.
Oh, it is. It is his concern because he's in our bar. And there's a few people now that he said that, like a few people kind of look over, and now they're like all looking at you. And some of the drinks have stopped.
There won't be a fight or anything.
Am I within earshot of this?
I don't know. You're at the door. I'm kind of playing this
Okay.
out while they're about to go in and talk.
Okay.
So
Got it.
maybe.
Ooh. Nice
So they're talking
dancing
about
around, but pay
Cornelius'
attention.
money.
Mhm.
Okay. So,
He just
No, Callan, I just feel like you got so dirty. I'm gonna have to pay somebody to clean these damn things.
so when I hear you start shouting, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go fuck and just put my drink down and kind of turn and cover him. I'm not gonna turn towards them, but I'm just gonna lean to Cal and be like, just de-escalate. We don't need to be starting a fight in Shark's bar.
I'm not starting shit. But how about this, friend? I'll buy the next round. And you leave my friend alone.
Why doesn't he buy it? He's the one with all the money.
Wait, whose rounds are we buying now?
You need to put your money away.
Where else would I put it? It just sits right here.
People are staring. Can you put it in your jacket or something? Got this whole fancy fucking rod.
Can't you store it in the rod?
So at this moment, while you guys are like, there's kind of like a little tense like exchange. Cornelius is very oblivious to what's happening. As this group of mercenaries and thieves and rogues are talking about how this guy's got a lot of money, Cornelius looks down. He's like, I don't know. Where do you want me to put it? And he like, money.
This is like such a classic rich kid in the middle of a neighborhood.
These guys are doing everything but licking their fucking chops.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, because I'm assuming it's okay if I take this little small, like it's a coin purse, but it's a little magic sword, it's a little bit more. Like, not a bag of holding, but like what the smaller version of it. I was like, it's already holding way more than it appears. This is about as small as it's gonna get.
Do you not
Cornelius.
trust us?
Shots.
Keep you semi-safe here?
Is everybody around the bar just straight looking at me now?
Yeah, it's like all
We
like
can
the
do
music
that
is
if
now
you
stopped
shut your
and
damn
everyone
mouth.
stopped talking, and so all of the ambient noise is kind of quieted down, and it's just
Well-
all you hear is Feria yelling at you.
Well, understand, my friend,
Take it
that
off. Put it
if this
back
proceeds
up.
further, not only am I going to piss Shark off, you're going to piss Shark off. So this is bad for both of us. Because to do it in
You're
here,
new here, aren't you?
no.
Oh, but you are.
Are we new? After
No,
2
we're
years?
not new.
We're
No,
current.
you're not. You're not skincare. He is.
I'm losing it.
That's rude.
I'm hoping we're hearing this while we're in line.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
probably are now because it's got.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like lean in and be like, and they thought we were
Do I-
inconspicuous.
Do I recognize who he's in a shouting match
Listen,
with?
they're clearly still figuring out the way
One
to
of
win
the
it.
one of the mid to high level Hemlock gang members.
Do I know his name?
No, but you've seen him around. You know he's
Damn.
he's
So,
Yeah.
he's someone who has power, which is why he wasn't intimidated by his look.
To the people in front of him, be like, give me just one moment. I'm gonna stomp over.
Tink, tink, tink.
Jingle, jingle,
Yes.
jingle, jingle.
It's like flavor.
I'm gonna walk back up to Callan and Cornelius's vicinity and be like, everyone, we know that this community is made of others and those who, do a wide variety of things. I would like to let everyone know here that I've either helped you or your grandmother. I've helped your grandmother and your little sister. If any of you mess with these two, they're here on my watch, and I would greatly appreciate it if you would just leave them alone. And if we're talking about, that I've earned every copper that's in this bag.
In the middle of as you're in the middle of your speech, that human like starts to walk over up to you, and he's like kind of looks up at you, and he kind of reaches out his hand, kind of like a handshake to you, Melicroft, not to Callan.
I figured he was in front of me, so I didn't say
Yeah, he reaches out his hand to you,
Is it like palm up or is it for a hand?
like down, like a handshake, yeah.
I'm gonna put my hand out.
And he like shakes your hand. He's like, "You're the only reason this isn't gonna escalate farther. Just keep your boy in check. Tell him to watch the daggers of the eyes. We don't want problems. We're just here to blow off some steam, huh?"
Yes, sir. I appreciate your grace and your patience. Callan!
And he's gonna lean back. He's gonna look back at his buddies behind him. He's like, "It's the guy who fixed up my mom's house." he's like, "He wouldn't even take my money. This guy's a fucking saint." I don't know what he's doing with this jackass, but and he's just like, he kind of looks over at you and like he's sincere. He's like, "Just, hey, we're having a good time. Watch the eyes, all right?"
Absolutely.
And he like just to, so he has the last word. He goes, "Because trust me, you don't want any fucking problem with us." And he turns around and walks back to his friends.
Turn back to Corny. Oh, yeah. You.
Callan, these are a rough group of folks, and I know that they could take any man standing, myself included, and if he could wink, he would.
Visor just
Please, I understand you're looking out for Cornelius. Frankly, I don't wish a good walloping on him, but he would have it coming if it happened. No offense. I need to be an ambassador of goodwill to Shark, to our friends who have never been here before. Please do not make me come back out here again.
As you look over and you're like, I need to be an ambassador of good. You look over and they're no longer in line.
Oh God!
You guys are in.
That's so good, yes.
oh, this guy's like, so does that mean they're not going to steal my money?
While all this is going on outside, the door creaks open, somebody leaves, and you look around and you don't see Melly, but you're like, well, it's our turn. And you walk in, and again, you see the same image, this hulking man, kind of like an older guy. He's kind of wearing like a loosely fitted, like kind of blouse of a shirt. And he's got like a lit cigar over on the side. He's got a drink and just filling out paperwork. And he looks up at you and he's like, "Listen. I appreciate it. I thank you all, but listen, just not tonight. You know. I'm sure that someone put you up to it, but it's okay. You're off the hook. You can keep them up." And he goes back to writing.
He thinks he's Hades.
I'm sorry. Off the hook for what? I don't.
You know, the old lady of the night thing.
What's a lady of the night?
Hey, maybe it's what can I do for you?
Hello, my name is Inari, guardian of Shikoku.
And then I like bow, and so when I bow, I'll put my hand in front of me and I'll bow fully like this.
You see him go, and I am Shark, guardian of the Undercity and stuff.
A pleasure. Another guardian. I didn't know other villages had guardians.
Only the good ones, right?
Oh, well, we're quite neutral actually for my village, but there's good one, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
What about you two? What's your names?
My name's Isadora.
Okay, Hana.
You guys also from the Shikaku village?
No, she is a recent friend.
A recently old friend.
Yes.
Apparently.
We were told that you have lots of information about different things, and that you're very trustworthy, and that we should come to you.
Whose was telling you this?
They spoke with you not too long ago, Feria and Melicroft, the big metal guy, and Callan.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I know him, of course.
Yeah. They told us that you have information, possibly.
What'd they tell you?
That's it.
What information?
That we have questions.
What
and
information did they tell you I had?
that possibly had.
Lots. They said you're the guy to go to if you want to find
You're the go-to guy.
Hey, I don't know nothing though. Listen, I may be a guy who you can go to for things, but information, that's not me. I got plausible deniability. I don't know anything.
What about if we're trying to find someone?
Oh, I know lots about that.
That's why we're here.
Perfect. You're my guy. Thank you.
I have lots of information about that.
And so, yeah, she's
I love watching
instantly.
Cody's reaction. He's always like, I don't know, have any information about anything. Oh, I have lots of information.
It's so good.
So what's this kid? You looking for somebody to what are you doing?
So
Somebody do you wrong? Do you? Did all of you?
So Inari's instantly gonna like get rid of her disguise.
Oh, that's right. You're there too.
No?
We got two blue people. Two.
Yeah. Sorry.
Fairly
I forgot you were there
normal
too. I forgot you were there too. I'm gonna act like you like stepped out from behind them, so he like sees you later here. He's like, whoa, hey, buddy. I just met them. Like,
I'm just.
There's
walking
nothing
with
going
them.
on.
I'm sorry. What?
We're just looking for information. So a few people that we're trying to find.
Hey, come here a little closer. Come here. Come here. Come up to the desk. Blake looks at you, looks you up and down and says, "It's your first time down here, or you?"
In this establishment.
You came down here and didn't come here?
No.
Oh man, it's spinning right now. So you're saying you came down here to the Undercity, to my city, and you didn't come into my bar, ever?
I did.
That's cool. I mean, it's just weird, you know. I'm kind of having a moment here because, like, I feel like I've seen you. Well, maybe. And he looks down at your pistols on your hips. He says, "Well, maybe I've seen a friend of yours, or a lot of your friends, caused a lot of problems for me. Morgan something."
Oh shit, they cause problems?
Yeah, so what do you guys really do here? And he, like, kind of adjusts himself, and you just, like, see how, like, the bulk of him, he's like, puts his elbows down, and now he's, like, kind of interrogatory, like, just, what do you actually do here?
I'm here to support her question and finding someone, and that's it. This is my first time in the Undercity.
Yeah,
I
believe that.
Yeah. And I did decide to come to your establishment, which is quite nice.
Here's the thing, everyone does.
Yes.
That's why this doesn't add up.
So I'm gonna let her take over.
I'm gonna ask you some questions here. Where'd you get the guns?
It was a gift from Morgan.
No, we just gave them away.
He kind of treated me like a son.
Oh man, so you guys were real close, real tight, yeah. Did you ever talk about the Undercity? Did you ever talk about the gangs down here? Not that I know anything about it, but did you ever talk about it?
He tried to keep the younger ones away from all that.
Oh, what a nice guy. What a stand-up nice guy. Man, I bet he would never stab anyone in the back, huh?
I mean, I'm trying to figure that out too.
Let me tell you a little story. Just between you and me and these three. Morgan, he's what we like to call a son of a bitch. Because, here's the thing. He likes to get close with you. He likes to be a friend. He likes to, be like a brother or a father to you.
Or a sister?
And then he just fucking leaves. He just fucking leaves. He takes everything that you've worked so fucking hard for. He just fucking dips. You never see him again. Does that sound anything like him to you, or am I just...
Do you know where he is?
If I fucking knew where he was, he'd be fucking dead, I'll tell you that. Not that I know anything. But if I did, he's
Well,
dead.
if you found out anything, would you let me know?
I don't even know your fucking name, friend. All I know is he got his beloved pistols around your hip.
Levi.
Levi.
I spent most of my life with the crosshairs.
I mean, that's the only way you get those guns, I assume. Let me put it this way. If you ever see you tell him Shark still wants to pay his dues, he'll know what that means.
So
As for the rest of you kids that he was so fatherly to, bless your heart, Because he's a son of a bitch, like I said, right? Anyways, I'm just gonna, for my own, in my own head, I'm gonna pretend you're not fucking here right now, because you're just gonna, just you being here is gonna make me upset, and that's not your fault.
One question.
You're gonna say something.
You want him back alive. If I bring you his head, would that...
Listen, I'd love for him to be dead. I'm not the warrior that I used to be, but I can still crack a skull or two if I need to.
Okay, good to know.
But hey, that's what friends are for, not that I have any. But if you walked out there in that bar, I bet there's a few people who would crack a skull for me, you know what I mean?
So you do have friends.
Hey, I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you're
So
not
I've already
quite
forgot all
helping
your
my
names, but I'm
predicament.
pretty sure his name was Levi's. And then you guys was here to look for somebody. Who you trying to find?
Okay. I'm assuming my ears are up now at this point, or did we?
Oh
okay.
yeah, she came out of her.
I came out.
She came out of her disguise.
I was like, oh, congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm assuming like he's been talking to him, and now he looks back, and now you're like foxed out here. He's like, how long were we talking?
You should change too, just to find out. Everybody reverts back.
He's gonna do a double take, and he's gonna kind of like reach for his side real quick. He's like, what's going on here?
So, as I was saying before you got distracted by this gentleman here, who I barely know, honestly, he just kind of follows around. I am looking for somebody who looks a lot like me. Almost exactly, since she is my twin. And funny enough, she stabbed me in the back too, so we apparently have a lot in common.
Yeah, but you don't look the same as you. I'm not crazy, right? Like, she looks different than she did when she walked in.
Yes.
But that's normal for you.
Yes.
Well, it's a long fucking night, man.
So anyways...
Alright, hold on. So you're looking for someone who looks just like you? Oh, you're still an animal.
Do
Okay,
you
so...
need me to come closer?
And she like gets closer, like right at the edge.
Is this better?
And he's like, sees your tails like kind of go back and forth. He's like, oh, son of a bitch. Oh my god, that's crazy.
So, yes, getting back to what I was going for here. Very distracting. I don't know why everyone keeps thinking this is so inconspicuous. But anyways, I am looking for my sister. She looks like me, so very inconspicuous. As
I was
think
gonna
will-
say fascinating, but sure.
Cool. Better word, I suppose. Her name is Akari. I'm Anari. Akari. And she's from my same village. And the only difference is she looks like me, but blonde. Have you seen her? Or can you find her?
Roll a persuasion check.
I've been rolling so great today, guys. That's better. Where's my phone?
Behind you.
$18.
It's pretty good.
Man, it's so crazy. Because, like, here's the thing. I'm assuming at this point, Melicroft has, like, made his way into the room now. He just kind of pokes his, like, head through. And he's like, Melly, you know them, right?
Yes,
Come on in.
yeah.
So,
See, I had this. I didn't need you.
A natural born diplomat, I think.
nah, she's a guardian.
Ah, yes.
The
She
Shikakus.
is.
A gentleman that listens.
Yeah, the guardian of the Shikakus.
Shark is a great listener. I must warn you, he doesn't know anything.
Did you know he was a guardian as
I
well?
fucking love this guy. As he said, I don't know anything. But to answer your question, I have some information for you. Oh my god, he's great. Okay,
Quite confusing, but do tell.
so, I mean, you're quite peculiar, right? Yeah.
I thought there
In a
was-
good way, in a good way.
Fascinating.
I've only seen you once.
Now?
No, I mean, yeah, I am now seeing you, but I've seen, like, past tense. You know, like, grammars, like, in the past.
Continue.
So, I don't know. Maybe I'm hallucinating. Maybe I'm thinking of something different. But, I thought I saw one of yous, whether it's you or your sister or whatever, topside. I mean, not down here. This is for the good people, But like up there, may have seen something.
Okay. Is that it?
Oh, I don't know. How's your purse look?
What does that mean? What do you mean?
Oh, it means I don't know nothing, but when I happen to remember things, it costs money.
Jingle, 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 and I'll pull out jingle. What's the tab for their order?
Whatever you think is fair.
I swear to God, so give me back that little
Here's 400 gold.
Well, considering your finder's fee has been paid, would 20 gold settle our debt?
Absolutely, for you, Melly, for you.
20 gold.
Last time I saw you, or whoever it was up on Mason's Row.
Where's that? We'll find it.
You're talking to 4 people. Never been. Oh, and you think
Cornelius, you're not in there, so never mind.
I'm not in there now, but I find it funny that like none of these people.
But maybe
who are topside
Mountcraft
have
does.
never been in the city, so she's like, "Where is that?"
Yeah.
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah, makes sense. There's.
I would say it.
Mason's Row?
At one point in my past, I would have probably been
Mhm.
topside at some point, so I may know what that
You
is.
can make a history check if you're trying to.
I'm
remember.
trying to remember.
Remember.
Trying to
Get them
remember.
gears and growing.
And that is history. That is a 12.
It's a street.
Maybe the general area?
You don't know the location or what it means, but it does ring a bell.
Okay.
Like it was. Like you remember maybe one of the fellow lore keepers mentioned it.
Okay.
But with that role, it's hard to really get specific.
Yeah.
Off of Mason's Row, huh? Well,
What was she doing on Mason's Row?
I just stationed there.
station.
Looking out or whatever. I didn't ask.
Looking
I don't
out?
go up there. The place is not for me. I stand out like a sore thumb, as you'd imagine.
No, you look fine to me. What's wrong?
I look great down here. I flourish down here.
You are the guardian of down here, after all. It makes sense you don't go
He
up
is
on-
truly the guardian of the undercity.
But upstairs, it's a little different. They don't look at me like the same, I'm not one of them.
You're not inconspicuous.
Yeah. I'm spicuous.
I'm figuring things out.
You may inconspicuous means they don't notice you, and conspicuous mean
Right, so not inconspicuous is correct.
Yes.
For upstairs. For shark.
Anyways,
Word.
it's been a pleasure.
Everybody around you getting warmer. It's just
Yeah, he's like, you know what? Keep the gold. It's okay. You keep bringing me.
shark.
You keep bringing me people like her.
And she's gonna do like a big toothy grin.
And he's like, he tries to smile, but his face has been smashed in so many times. He's like,
Cute. Love the interaction. New besties.
Guardian to guardian, it's been a pleasure meeting you.
And she's gonna like take your hand.
he squeezes a little bit, not enough to hurt you or anything, but it's more firm than any handshake you've had in your whole life. And he's like, as a reminder, I don't know nothing. I don't know you. Okay, bye. Have a good time.
And then I'm gonna go back to my human form.
Jesus fucking Christ.
As Bellicroft Plus goes on, you tell the little ones I said hello. All right.
Yeah,
he turns
yeah.
around and walks out.
We'll walk out, and as we walk out, I'm just gonna be like, I don't know, I didn't think I could handle myself. I'm much better at this, apparently, than you think I am.
It's not about that.
He seems like a pretty neat dude.
Neat dude.
Pleasantly surprised it went well. That's good. Good job, guys.
He seems to have really
One
liked.
time.
He seems to have really liked the Ari.
I am quite appeasing.
Yeah, do you guys share that with everyone else? Like, what do you tell your group as you get back to them back at the bar top as Callan's digging through it, finishing up his, it's probably been about an hour or so, like, of total interactions, probably like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, so he's like halfway through his buzz.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm gonna sit down. Well, I'm surprised you don't have a black eye or two.
Almost did.
Almost did.
Probably deserved it.
Probably. In some
No one
form or fashion.
deserves to steal my money. No.
I'm talking more about me
talking
being
about
beat.
your money.
I put it away.
Here goes it again.
Feria, may I suggest we go to headquarters
Yeah, we need to do that.
to discuss anything else,
Yeah.
not within the confines of the Great Shark's office.
Yes. Let's adjourn.
Unless anybody would like to drink or...
Oh no, my
Oh,
body's
it's-
sacred.
But we have.
I know
we have-
you're good.
We're good.
I love that.
We got stuff back at HQ, so.
How far is HQ from here?
Not far. Around the corner. So I guess I'm leaving everybody out.
I
Yeah.
don't know where HQ
Okay.
is.
Yeah, we would not know.
That's
Okay,
weird
we can
though.
just-
I guess I'm leading. To
like, are
your
we
house?
leaving?
I guess I'm leading everyone to my home.
Yeah.
So if you looked at that map,
area.
if you looked at that map, like there's obviously not a lot of buildings, so it's really easy to remember.
What
the like the Undercity map, the one that's not done. Where you guys came in, like that cave entrance, and then if you go straight up, that's kind of that main street. So that's where the house, that's where the Fane is. That's where at the end, that's the Afterthought, and then over bottom right, there's like an isolated building. Kind of looks like an elongated
Oh, right here.
like church. That is where Feria leads you. So not very far from this main city or this main street. Probably like a 3 or 4 minute walk.
So
And the whole time you hear the water falling, like constant.
I want to cast another glance at the Fane as we pass by. Just
Cast another what?
cast another glance at the
Oh.
Fane.
I was like,
Not-
looking up
Glance.
spells.
Yeah.
Glance at Fane, third level?
This will be a 5th level glance.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
Okay.
Are you going back in there or are you just taking a look?
Right. I'm not going back inside. I'd just like to take a quick perimeter real quick. Just walk, go back and around the house and back out, see if anything's. The door was shut.
Yes. Whenever you walk around to the back of it, it looks like the back door has been opened. It was kind of left open. That's all you see without going inside.
I was gonna walk out to the street. It's yeah, come here. Just come with me for a moment.
we'll walk over there.
Back.
Yep.
And then,
Manners are really nice, by the way.
yes, I apologize, Inari. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, bossing people around, and that's something I need to work on. And I will meditate and pray on this as soon as I have the moment. But right now, the door is open, and I shut it. And locked it before I had shut it before we left. So I would like to take another glance inside.
Absolutely. Let's go inside.
So you guys go through the back door.
Yeah.
Which is now cracked open. You don't need to make any sort of checks because it's fairly obvious that it's been rummaged through since you last we're inside here. There's been papers thrown about. You don't know if someone was looking for anything. There's no one here now, but it has been run through. Given the old once over.
The old once over.
So we went in the back, correct? Is there windows in the front?
Yeah, sure.
Can I kind of like, I don't want to make myself visible from that front window, but can I peer out that window and see if anybody is now watching that we went in there? Right, like...
Make a perception check. Actually, first, make a stealth check.
Okay. Let's do 13.
Okay, and now make a perception check.
Natural 20.
Woo! Well, kind of a waste of one.
Thanks. There's no one there.
No, there is.
Oh.
You see a couple of guys that you recognize from inside Afterthought. They were part of the crew of that guy you had an altercation with.
What are they doing?
Standing there, seem to be like smoking on like maybe a glow cap, maybe a cigarette.
But they're staring straight at the Fane's house.
They're kind of like talking and looking, kind of like staking it out almost.
Also, I'll whistle to Melikra, like, and then put my hand down to be
There goes your
quiet.
stealth check.
Well, I mean, we're inside the house.
Sure.
I mean, if they can hear a whistle from inside a boarded up house, I'm not gonna do on that one. And I'll motion for Melikra to come over, but slow.
The more you do, I don't. That's quiet.
The whirring slows down.
And then I'll
like,
kind of
shuffle his feet across the floor, I guess, and try to.
I just imagine these marks of metal now. Just
As he's trying to be quiet, just
Yes.
and like it's just like a.
it's like Big Hero 6, you know.
You
It's
did
like-
this.
Yeah.
You asked for this.
It's alright.
He's trying to,
You
like,
knew
get inside.
what you were asking.
And I'll just kind of like point, and I kind of like move the curtain a little bit and say, I don't know if that's because of the talking back earlier, but to follow us out of a bar that quickly. It's very suspicious.
And other than things being tossed about, there's no markings or anything left on the walls in here.
Nope.
There's no trapdoors. There's no trapdoors.
No.
Caehanna, I think you're in luck. Whoever it is that ransacked this place kept the books.
I didn't check the books.
Cornelius, are you inside with everyone else?
Yeah, I probably would have come out or been around the back door trying to.
I'll have you make perception check again.
Disappoint me, boys.
15.
So now, with all of the documents and papers that have been thrown about, as you're kind of like looking through, just, you know, keeping yourself busy while they're doing the actual work, you see this, like, it doesn't match the rest. So there's like a lot of documents and papers that are all like the same type of like stock paper that seem to be like from one big bundle that they wrote a lot of their journals in. And then there's this other piece of like kind of scrunched up like stained paper that has a couple of, I don't know, maybe it's blood, maybe it's coffee, maybe it's something, a couple of drips on it. And on the piece of paper, it looks like it had been ripped like most of the way through. And all you see is, it looks like it was ripped halfway through one of the names that say Sophie Brayley. And then just below that, you see Kimar. And it's like ripped through. And so you just see Sophie Brayley, and then you see Kimar underneath.
Is that first name?
That part is like, imagine it's the corner of the piece of paper, and so you see Sophie, and then it's like ripped, and all you see is Kimar for the last name. Mm-hmm. But you do notice that it's been like like mark through once, like kind of like a checklist.
I'm gonna take it and I'm walking to the room of Melcroft and go, well, I don't know where they are, but whoever they are, they're after one of my own. Look towards you. One of my family's names is on that.
And you recognize Sophie is the Sophie from the last name.
And the name is crossed out?
Not yet.
But mine, the
Kimar was.
Yeah, we lost a
Are there
family
other
member
names?
lately.
Or just those two?
I'm
You
just
see it's
finding
on
out
the
about
paper.
this
Okay.
in this exact moment. Callan.
Well, no, I mean,
He tried to
something?
he rolled to see it earlier but didn't.
Okay.
And then he rolled now that everything's been shuffled around and was able to see it.
I'm like, not worried about the books anymore.
Any of your family come to the Undercity?
No, my uncle and my brother come here to do stuff in the above ground as part of he's a guiding force through the Moros and for Shazira's family, but they wouldn't come down here. My uncle doesn't like people in the Undercity. My brother is way too proud to do that.
But they've been here?
Huh?
They've been here?
Oh yeah, we've been to Redborough a lot.
Do any of your family members belong to a particular and Melcroft isn't looking at you, he's looking out the window that you pointed out. Do I still see the guys?
Yeah, they're still there.
Do they belong to any particular faith?
My family is very science and technology. Not very much as far as I know of faith. I had no idea this even existed. I don't even know what a fane is.
I would love to dig into this.
what you said there was something special about the paper. It was just different than the rest. You said, why was it different?
Is it like a fancier make?
Well, can I look at it? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
what makes it different?
It's just not the
Just-
same.
just not
It's
the same.
different paper. Like,
Oh,
it's a different
okay.
type of paper.
Okay.
Pretty much, you can probably just differentiate.
Printer paper.
It's not their paper.
Yeah, I was like, I don't
Cardstock
know enough about
versus
paper to
copy.
be
No,
able to tell you.
I thought you meant like there was something about it that was like,
Yeah, like
was
cardstock.
it leather?
Yeah, it's
was it?
Adam,
cardstock versus
just
copy
roll a
paper.
wisdom check.
Imagine printer
Like
paper.
no modifiers because this is your actual wisdom. Go ahead and roll one to say it's.
A natural 20 and a 17.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So, what I'm saying, Adam, is that the paper is different.
I get
as
it.
If it wasn't from.
I'm
you.
trying to read in between the lines.
I think this is one of those things you just
Do you,
take at face value.
You're looking right out
Never.
the window and I see that.
Yes.
And I look out the window. Do I see those assholes out from the thing?
You
They
do.
go, excuse me. And I open the door. And
I
start
was
to
just
step
about
out.
to do that. Melcroft is right
I
behind you.
hate being
I'm not doing it this time. I didn't do it this time. Okay.
And I don't know.
You're really good at
what
being
this guy looks like.
inconspicuous.
I'm really good.
Are
Those might be
you,
the people Shark appointed, guys.
are you saying anything to him?
Oh, I'm gonna beam right over it. I don't know if anybody's following or whatever.
No.
Yeah, they see you open the door and suddenly they're like, hey, and they like see you and they're like looking at you. They're not making any actions. They're not like reaching for their swords, but they see you walking.
Actually, I might have snatched that paper out of your hand.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, I don't know who the fuck you are, Hamhawks. I don't give a shit. It's like, why is this name on this piece of paper, and why the fuck are you looking at this house?
Well, I think we're off on the wrong foot. I don't know who the fuck you are either, except do you have money, apparently.
Cornelius Orem Bexley, family member's name.
Great. Most proud of you for having all the family. We're here because someone's missing, and we're here to look at the house. Do you know anything about the people who lived here?
Yes, I do.
Alright, Melicroft, this is yours.
How long have you been here?
45 minutes.
Did you see anyone at all come and go? Any movement?
Just us.
Rooftops? Anything like that?
Just us. Boss told us to check it out. We went in the house, looked around, tried to look for clues. No one's in there.
What was the condition of the house when you went inside?
Wood?
No. I'm very familiar with the structural integrity of the house. Was it in order or was it tossed about?
I mean, fairly in order, yeah. I mean, it was nicer than my house. But yeah,
Did you look through the house at all? Go through anything?
Yeah, did I just... Sorry, friend, I thought I just said that.
They weren't inside the home.
We
They
did.
were watching.
No, we went inside the home, but boss told us to check it out. So 3 of us.
Were
went
you
and
the
checked
ones
it
that
out.
made the mess inside?
Okay, we're not happy about a mess, but we had to look through thoroughly, and like if they miss him, then they're not gonna be mad if there's a little bit of a mess.
Is
you know?
this note yours?
Is that yours? You said it's your family.
I believe you, sure. Would
I mean,
yes,
yeah, I believe you too.
Might I suggest in the future to maybe have a more delicate hand in important places of faith?
Is this an important place of faith? It looks like a house.
Look at me. It's important to me.
Look at me.
Just as you are important to me, and
But I don't know. How am I supposed to know every building is
I
an important place
understand,
of
and
faith?
you know I forgive you.
Come on.
Freya forgives you. It was a moment you were trying to honor Shark, and by extension honoring me. I appreciate that.
I do apologize
Do you know-
for my crass anger. I just my family's important, and these boots are still fucking.
You have a fuse that is real short, but Melicroft, maybe you can help us, because it would look really good to Shark if we were able to find these folks. So, do you know, like, what do they do? What obviously, I guess this is a place of faith, I guess, but like, what do they? Are they like monks? Like, what do they do?
The people here, the people I suspect came here.
I believe he's asking.
If you have suspects, that's even more helpful. But I mean the people that I'm looking for. And he like looks at like a piece of paper. The 2 tiny humans in love.
That's actually a pretty detailed description coming from Shark.
I think
Sophie,
it came from someone that heard it from Shark. So
Sophie and Gerald, they're getting on a bit in age, not quite fully gray in the hair. Gerald is a very kind man, a bit round, not terribly tall. His wife, Sophie, is much more outgoing, extroverted. She is a bit taller than he is, thin. She's got reddish hair. She's starting to gray. He's got a ring. It's the hair ring, the classic ring.
sometimes you just have to let it go. You know?
And hey, who am I to judge someone for their physical appearance? But
I've never seen you.
these
I've
two.
never seen you in armor.
And that's often how I present myself. These two, one would always be in the faint at any one time. This place is a great house of religious importance to me and to these two. I need you to be aware of a specific group of people. They have a tattoo, a mark that looks like. Do you have? They have a pen and paper. So, do you guys have anything to write with?
I always have my journal. My father.
Are you out here? Did you go with them?
Oh, I guess not.
I thought it was just those 2.
I have a quill.
She's back there with her quill, like, oh man, I have all this stuff to write with.
You two sit
I
tight.
have like blank paper. I have a-
Stay right here, and I mean that. He stomps back to the house. Does anyone have anything to write with?
I have a quill.
Well, again, now
She has
I
a quill.
think in my head.
Fantastic.
My uncle and my brother are still in town from when we separated. I don't remember if they said how long they would be there, so they would have probably left by.
Melicroft does best to, from memory, draw the symbol.
Are you doing this? You're doing this back at the house, right?
I walk back to the house to draw.
So all of you guys, when Melicroft comes back, are you guys like circled around him, like
I would walk up and be
trying to
like,
figure out what's going on, or are you guys still kind of doing your own
people.
thing?
Yeah,
Alright.
probably huddled.
Okay.
At this point, I'm probably reading one of the books of Farah.
It's like, wow, Freya seems
Freya.
cool.
I'm
Not
gonna be
at
out
all.
back, and I'll wait till it's done to do what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'll give you the quill and paper if you need it.
Yes, the house was tossed by sharks. Men.
That's them out there.
That's them out there.
Okay.
Um,
I suspected.
they've been they're staking out The Fane, because I asked Shark to keep an eye on the situation. I need to give them.
This shark man seems such a lovely gentleman.
He is. He's a wonderful, wonderful individual. And I'll scribble out the symbol. I'm like, I need to show them this, and I'm gonna rip it out. I'll be back in.
You show that to everybody. Levi,
Yeah.
make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, wow.
This is not good. Somebody take his hat off, quick.
20. 30, 20.
So, as you see this image, you have like flashes that just bombard you of memories of that night, of the relic, of being attacked, and you're standing there in front of these people you just met, but behind them you keep seeing these flashes of images of these crazed maniacs running at you guys from all angles, and you're surrounded, and you see Morgan, and you see Butch, and you see Vivian, and you see all these people just getting spears thrown at them, and you see bolts of lightning and bright flashes of sun and flames. And as he turns and shows you this image, you see scorched into their foreheads of these bald cultists that attacked you. You see this image of this brand that is melted into their skull as they're attacking you and your family of the crosshairs. And that was the last thing you remember before waking up. And you just come back to it. Totally okay because of your save, but you remember all of it.
Okay.
I'm like, here's what it looks like for anyone who
Oh, fuck. That's the cultist mark.
At the moment you say that, his normally glowing red eyes, like purple flames, are now shooting out of the visor, and the helmet splits a little bit. He's like, say that again?
That we stole a relic from them. It's the last night I remember.
You tried to steal the relic.
Try. Yes,
Is that where the hat happened?
Yes. Don't know how. I went to grab the relic and then the hat happened, but it was those cultists that we were.
Were you with a group of people?
Yes.
Is anyone left alive?
I don't know.
They're not alive.
Okay.
He's going to turn around. I will get back to you, and the visor will snap shut a little. Like this helmet will. It just cracked a little bit. It'll split, like go back together again.
His face.
The eyes are still like literally. It's like flames pouring out of the visor.
What are they following his ass?
He's like, I will get back to you, and he's going to turn around and walk out back to the guys in the street and be like, this is the mark you're looking for. If you find it on anyone in any capacity, eyes are still going crazy, I need you to let me know immediately. Am I understood?
Yeah.
Response,
How fast is immediate?
Let me know as soon as you're able. I understand if I'm not around, but the moment you see any mark like this, show this to your friends. Show this to Shark. Show this to anybody you need to show it to.
He's gonna
to get word
take the
out.
paper from you, like gently. He's gonna show it to each of his friends. He's like, and they kind of look at him in the same way he's looking at them, and he's like, yeah, I know, but like, he said immediately. Does that mean now?
I'm gonna lean in and be like, if you see anyone with this mark, tell them I'm waiting for them.
Like again? Like if we see them again?
With the voice.
We've already.
Listen to me. I will explain myself.
No,
I
that's
assume
not
you.
following.
Oh,
She was following
Yeah, I'm sorry.
afterwards, yeah.
I assume you haven't seen the mark. When you do see the mark on someone, at the earliest moment you can, let me or let Shark know.
I followed him out, so I'm seeing this.
Yeah, you picked up on the context.
Okay. You said again, you've seen somebody with this.
Yeah.
Who?
I don't know. We don't.
You don't know? The visor's starting to crack again.
I think I'd rather tell Shark about it.
I'm gonna grab him by the collar and lift him up.
option.
And the,
Tell us.
I don't know. on, man. Like, it was just fuck.
He was
There's
just.
so many people that come into the bar. Like,
What did he look like?
he was wearing a cloak, you know.
What color was it?
I can't remember what your backstory said, but like, I think it was purple.
It would have been black.
At this point, I want to be like watching this through the window, be like judging so hard about how y'all are so confrontational.
He had that mark, like, I don't know, it was like a tattoo, but like not a tattoo. It was like on his head, man.
Okay. How long ago did you see him?
He's come in a couple times, maybe like a few days ago.
So he's not a regular.
Few days.
No. He kept starting problems, and Shark had him kicked out.
I mean, Shark may know he
Causing
looks like
problems.
a bit more.
I'm gonna pat your arm to get him to put him down.
I'm not gonna put him down.
He's gonna like hold on just to like relieve some of the like.
Yeah.
He's just holding on to your arm now.
If you see it again.
Yeah, immediately.
Immediately.
That means right away.
I'm gonna set him down. The helmet's gonna snap together a little bit. The eyes are still going crazy though. And it's, does anyone have what direction did you see this person go? Where were they?
Come on, Mel. You know that everyone just comes and goes from one place.
Everyone comes and goes, and everyone sees each other here. Where do they go?
Yeah, they always come up this road and leave up this road, man. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Now that I know you're looking for them, we'll keep an eye out. We don't know until someone tells us to know, you know?
You know.
That's why we're here right now. We're looking for
I
other
do
people.
know. Okay. I appreciate it.
normally?
They're just like a dull glowing purple that you can tell are like behind
Okay.
in the and they're not always
now it's
glowing,
like fire.
but it's like straight up like it's not
Oh, they're-
burning
they're
anything.
coming-
it's coming out of the
Oh,
visor, like
shit.
it's like roaring, like with like wisps of like pink smoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like straight up, it's just fully out of the visor.
Very,
of the
like,
helmet.
you haven't seen this before from
They
Emily at all.
none
But,
of them
like,
would have seen it.
You're seeing like normally they're just these little beady kind of like almost like LED lights inside of his helmet, but now it's like this smoke that's just leaking and growing, almost like up from his eyes, the slits of the helmet just kind of growing above, and he's doesn't seem like in the same head space as Melly normally is.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Tell them that a servant of Freya is looking for them. Freya would like to have a word with them. And if they want to finish what they started in the Fane underground, they need to come find Melicroft.
Yes, you.
How do we get a hold of you? You come like once a month down here.
I'm hard to miss. I will be here for the next couple of days, I'm sure.
Shark will get the information to us.
And now that I know that one is here, I will not leave until Freya has forgiven
It
him.
has been a couple days. He may not come back. I don't know. Last time he was here, he pissed a bunch of people off, man. Like, I don't know if he's coming back. I think Shark made it very clear he wasn't welcome. I don't think he's coming back here, man.
I will be on the lookout.
So are we.
I've set him down at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
I'm going to let him go.
He's like, I really feel the urge to run away right now, but we were told to stay here and watch the house. So, do you mind leaving?
Please. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to.
I was gonna say I would like to walk up to him and straighten him out. Do a little stuff like I do apologize for my quick fuse. Just sudden sensitivity involving my family members. So, and I'll grab a handful of like 100 gold pieces. I grab like 100 gold pieces and I put half in his hands and go, this is for you, for helping him. But also, if you hear anything about a Keemar going missing, or any of that information,
A Keemar?
you need to tell Shark to tell me, or one of us.
And you, okay.
Because it's very important that nothing happens to one of them.
Yeah,
And the other 50 is for Shark, just because I trust him.
So you give him 100 total.
Yeah, 50's just for him. He doesn't have to tell Shark about that.
He's like, "Are you sure? I mean, we're happy to help. This seems really generous."
Just make sure it's good information.
After tonight, you will never get bad information from me again. Or ever. I don't think I've given any bad. It will never happen.
And what is
Consider
his
it an
name?
apology for going off the handle.
Absolutely. And yeah, we'll share all this with Shark. And what do we call? What are you guys? I mean, I know Melly. Everyone knows Melly, but there's a lot of you.
Group names.
This is quick.
The inconspicuous 8.
Who are you? I don't think you've. I've never seen you.
Mind me personally? But all of us.
No, you. Like, I don't think I've seen you here, but like you're not one of them.
I'm Cornelius Oram Kemon,
Yeah, I figured.
also known as Bexley from time to time. And I'm going to take a piece of paper out because I have all
You
the
have
time.
4 names?
Wasn't waiting around for it.
Yeah, I write down Elrel, Bryra, Aldwin, Davro, and then Davos. I think is what his name. I can't remember. It's my
Uncle.
uncle. Huh?
Uncle.
Uncle, yeah. And I rip this off and I go, if you see or hear any of these names, then you need to,
There's like a little sweat dripping. He's like,
you need to
a lot of responsibility tonight.
yeah, this poor, like level 1.
He's like, first job from Shark is to look at the house, and he's like,
I've been paid 50 gold pieces. I was like, these names need to be any sort of word involving those names, especially with whatever the hell these cultists are. I will pay good money to make sure I get that information.
yeah. Yeah, we'll let you know. And are you one of these? You're not one of these names. You're Cornelius, right?
Not that. No, those names. I can't account for where those are. I can account for where.
Okay, just here on the same page. You know, don't want any bad information.
Deep breath. Calm down. Sounds like you need to blow your nose. Do you have a group name?
So, the rest of you back at the house, you see all this going on. After a few moments of them having this conversation, come back to the house. Are you guys trying to go back to Faria's place, or are you trying to go up top to talk to Morris? What's the next plan here?
We can. I want to talk to you at some point.
I feel like we should still go to the headquarters.
I can go up top and get a hold of Morris. I don't know if he'll come down because he's not allowed.
It's probably late evening.
But I can also meet up with him.
Late evening.
Find out where he wants to meet.
Like mid-evening. It's like
Mid-evening.
7
Why-
p.m. something like that.
Why don't we?
Because we haven't talked about what we found in the.
Right. Why
What
don't
we
we
talked to Shark about.
Why don't we rest tonight? Maybe put all of our
Send you up
information in
tomorrow.
order because we've been a little all over the place tonight.
Yes, I do believe
let's-
y'all got quite a bit of a short temper on yourselves. You might need to take a breath.
Why don't we just go and get
5.
some rest and go from there?
Agreed.
I'd like to speak with you
I
when we
understand.
get to
So-
the quarters.
You guys break from the house. That group of unnamed Hemlock members are out there watching.
Fuck.
And they see you, they give you a very friendly wave.
As I wave, what are your names? You in the middle.
Jeremy.
Jeremy. You on the side.
Jacob.
And you on this side.
Micah.
Micah,
Melcroft.
Jacob.
It's the
Jeremy.
J.
Melcroft. Manners.
Thank you for your time. I apologize for any inconveniences. I greatly thank you, and Shark by extension, for helping me in this troubled time.
Have a good night.
And you as well.
That's great.
Now you all go back to Faria's headquarters, as she calls it.
Anyone following us?
We are.
Faria, go ahead and describe what your HQ looks like to everybody.
So it's a big abandoned church. Let me see. I want to make sure I get all this right. So it's a big abandoned church.
I can read it if you want me to.
Yeah, that would be great, actually.
Big advantage.
Big abandoned church.
Where is
is it? Yeah, so it's a steepled old church that was originally a temple of Sol. It's been long since abandoned and has sort of a dark, haunted look to it. It does have sort of a large, what is it called? Stained glass window that's been cracked and sort of, out of commission for quite some time. Way past sort of like the worshipping days of it. There are some old pews still inside the main chapel part of the building. Most of them sort of broken and splintered and shattered across the room. The altar's empty with the words, in quotes, "Soul is with us, even in darkness," written in celestial over the top of the altar. Anything else you want to mention?
No, I would just say as I open the door, it's like loud, echoey, creaky, like think of haunted church-esque. Open the door and say, I did not say it was nice, but it is safe. And just everybody come in. I normally stay in the loft.
Did you guys...
Probably bigger.
Oh, sorry.
Nope.
As you guys are like getting sort of settled inside this chapel, there's a couple of like similarly dressed guys that walk past the church and sort of stop because they hear some rummaging going on inside and then continue to walk. They're dressed in like all black, like variations of black, not like one big cloak, but just like different dark grays and sort of blacks, and their skin is a little bit more dark toned, pointed ears, sort of like drow, and you only really notice them because some of you maybe saw them out of the corner of your eye. They're very stealthy as they sort of walk through, and they peek in and just keep walking.
Yeah, shut the doors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys would know, anyone from the Undercity knows that they're another gang here called the Silence that are the Drow. So there was a couple of them in the bar. It is sort of like a neutral zone where the gangs do come together, and it's like a hands-off limit. Like no fighting here, no territory here. But the Silence are, for the most part, on sort of the eastern part of the curtains, as we'll call them, which I actually like that name, so we're going to call them the curtains. So on the other side of the curtain is where the Silence typically rule, if you want to call it that.
And Ari's going to look around and kind of look towards you and go,
This is quite an interesting place of worship. What I'm used to is a bit cleaner and more pristine. Maybe you should converge.
I don't worship anything here. This is just a place to rest. It's long been abandoned. I don't know anybody down here who worships Soul. Soul's light doesn't normally come to the Undercity.
Like it comes to anywhere.
But it's
so we're
safe
breaking and entering.
Oh no, I've lived here for a year and a half. No one comes here.
So yes, but long term.
We didn't enter.
I've totally
Once we entered several times.
Yes.
Let's just say Lawrence knows you live here, so.
Understood. Well, I'll be sure to pray to Eratok tonight so she knows I've not been converged to this.
Well, the loft is maybe a bit more comfortable. Not much, but make yourselves at home.
Is anyone wanting to do anything before taking a long rest?
no, I'm just going to
The
pray.
next day?
I want to talk to Melicroft before we sleep.
You said you wanted to pray.
I'm just going to pray, but that's not anything I have to do here, like, out loud.
I'll probably just like look around, see.
What do you say to Eratok?
Well,
This is like
probably,
the first time you've like prayed since being out.
yeah, so I'm probably going to pray and go, because I guess we did all hear her, right? Or we think we heard her.
Yes.
We think we're going to assume it's her.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I've ever actually had her reach out to me, so I'm a bit confused of all of my years of existing that that moment was the moment she's reached out, because I've prayed my whole life to her every day, pretty much, multiple times a day. So I guess I'll take a seat and, go into my normal meditative stance. Probably isolated, obviously. Like, no one's going to be around.
Find a spot.
Yeah. And I don't have a chant yet, but there's a traditional chant that I normally do from the High Order that we've just been taught, some kind of normal spiel that I go through. So I'll go through that entire sequence of hymns and etc. And then once I finish that, I'm going to have my eyes closed the whole time and go,
Eratak, my mission, I'm so confused on what to do here. I don't know where anybody is. Where's my people? Why my sister stabbing me in the back? Why are you so concerned over this dagger? I don't know what to do. I'm lost. I'm confused. Please guide me. And just put that in the universe. Do I roll or anything?
Yeah, go ahead and make a just
normal
do a
roll.
religion check.
Okay. That's not bad. Let's go here. $18.
Yeah, so there's a moment of where you can almost feel a connection start, where you can feel your mental wavelength sort of get turned to the correct station, if you will.
Okay.
And suddenly you feel like you're not the only one speaking in this room.
Oh.
No one's there. But you don't feel any different, except there's like a noticeable change in like your internal dialogue.
Okay.
And that similar voice you heard in the tavern comes through.
Oh, okay.
And you hear, "You're doing a wonderful job. I'm not worried of you converting to soul.
Yeah, it's just gonna
Just
perk up your ears.
keep walking your path. Sure you'll make the correct decisions when they're presented to you." And that's all you hear.
Do you know anything of my sister?
You feel that tethered connection snap. And suddenly you're very aware of the rest of the room around you.
She's just gonna be, she's like perked because this is really the most conversation she's ever had. So she's super excited about that. But she's kind of still feeling a little bit lost on what to do now, because obviously she's in a land and time out of everything she's ever known. Like, all this is confusing. So she's probably just gonna, at this point, kind of find somewhere to settle in for the night and just kind of contemplate.
Going a couple
everything.
of circles before laying down.
Probably, yeah. At this point, I would assume my ears and tail are out. I've lost my human form.
You have a couple of tails, right?
I only have 2 right now.
Yeah.
And so, I'll snuggle into my little spot.
Callan, what are you doing?
Callan would be waiting to hear what Millicraft had to say.
Okay.
But I also would be like in the back corner writing a little letter. And then if we haven't talked by that point, if he's done his letter, he'll like seal it up. And then I'm assuming there's some kind of candle fireplace thing here. He would then just toss it into the fire.
Cool. You too. Millicraft. Feria. What's going on?
Follow me. Let's talk outside in the back.
Did you guys walk outside? you do see a couple of the members of like the law, like kind of out in the distance, and they kind of look over and they see Melicroft, and they notice you, but they see Melicroft, and they both wave at you. Melicroft, I don't know how much she shared with you about the Undercity, but the law is like, so there's Shark, who is sort of like everyone's go-to in the middle, like he's like actually peace, like, but outside of the Afterthought Tavern, there's a lot of murder and stealing and a lot of shady shit. And so the law is actually run by Lawrence Lawless, who is the like actual like governing body of the Undercity. So he's the one who actually like he has communication with those up top, and he like gets resources brought down here to like feed people and like you're very familiar with the law.
Yeah.
A lot of your payment that Shark had came from the law.
Okay.
So they like you. You like them because
Yeah.
they serve justice and they're there to protect people. Yeah. But they see you and they just kind of wave and they just keep walking along the road.
Yeah.
But
What did you do?
Okay, you know, we want to help, and you know that we care about you.
therapy Hannah coming out.
What was that?
Therapy period.
What was that? I've never seen you like that. I've never said what this was.
I appreciate you two pulling me aside to have this conversation, but honestly, I feel like we need to have this out in the open if we're all going to be involved in it.
Are we all involved in it? That's the question.
Well, Cornelius is definitely involved, and Levi's definitely involved.
So then we are all involved in it.
I would rather this conversation not be had in private.
That's fine. I just wanted to give you the space if you needed it, just like we did with them. I can't help it.
We've been running together for a couple of years now. It was an inevitability that I would stumble across what I was looking for. So we were going to have this conversation sooner or later. But I would rather everyone know what's going on than keep that a secret at this point.
That's fine.
So
Just want an explanation.
So you guys go back inside where the rest of everyone else is sort of getting all trying to find different parts of this
Oh yeah, I'm like cuddled up.
place to go to bed, and you're like, family meeting.
House meeting, everyone.
well, just loudly to Levi and Cornelius. I need you, at least you two, to speak to me really quick.
Not everyone's involved.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's doing it loud, and he's not leaving the
I'm messing with like a
open
puzzle
space.
box and shit.
I'm sketching.
I feel like everyone needs to be aware of the situation now that it's affecting more than just myself. But yeah, the story is, well, you know, it's not exactly something I've kept secret, but not something I've explicitly stated. But obviously, I'm not even an organic being at this point.
The audience gasps.
Yeah. And I know that that's not something that I've necessarily kept secret. But I'm not a human man anymore.
You still have a bag of money hanging from your chest.
I would set it down when we got to the thing. But it's like, yeah. So I have always served Freya. Some years ago, I had a different name, and I was flesh and bone, just like everyone else. My name was Dene Velstadt.
Does her name ring a bell?
No.
Okay.
The grand historian of the Freyan faith, I was tasked with uncovering an underground fane, one of the largest that had been reported on Thaldrin. Went and brought a team. Part of my job in life was excavating religious holy sites, and not just for Freya, for anybody that needed things like that uncovered, restored, things like that. That was all my purview. We went to uncover this fane. We spent several months digging through, clearing rock, debris, rubble, found an entire multi-level fane under the ground, and at the bottom were 2 suits of armor, one of which you see speaking tall of you now. The other one, as far as I know, is still in the fane. I had just... All I can remember is that I had finally figured out what the purpose of that fane was when it was attacked. And the people who attacked this fane are the very same cultists that you ran into, and I'm assuming that made the list that has your family's name on it, Cornelius.
You still have the paper with the symbol.
Yeah. Oh, I can draw it again for anyone that needs it.
So if he draws it again, would I recognize it?
You can try. You can do a
This is how
history
we
check.
looked at it earlier.
Actually,
I was out back.
Actually, no. There's no point. You would have no
Okay.
no way of knowing about this. No.
Yes, I can send that to the group chat. But to answer your question,
How old are you?
At this point, I guess technically I'm 58. I died when I was 54, and I've been inhabiting this. Truth be told, I don't even know exactly what this is for the last 4 years. All I know, all I can remember at least, is that this shell that I'm in helped construct and defend the fane. But the man that I speak of, Dene Velstadt, was killed by the cultists that you ran into. And with my dying breath, I don't know what it is that they were looking for. I just remember seeing the mark. And with my dying breath, I thanked Freya for a long and healthy life. I was a sickly child. I didn't, but physical attributes were not my forte. I was a bookish little man. I was a quite small man. But I had a happy and healthy life, a family, all of which Freya had given me when I was abandoned at her fane when I was a small boy. I thanked her for a life well lived and for everything, and I only regretted that I could not serve her with more of my life. So she gave me another one, and I was tasked with hunting down these people with this mark and forgiving them in her name.
Forgiving them through the blade or actual forgiveness?
Actual forgiveness.
That's a shame.
They do not die. It's not my life to take. And Freya doesn't even rule over that domain. Is Mercule still a relevant god? That would be Mercule's purview, and I do not...
Mercule and his savants.
Okay. Mercule and the savants handle that. That is not Freya's territory. All I handle is the forgiveness, since that is one of Freya's purviews, mainly forgotten. She's known as the goddess of love and fertility, but forgiveness is one of her big tenets as well. And I have found 3 of them, and I have forgiven 3 of them. And now that I know that one is near, literally the reason that this machine, the suit of armor, is moving is because I need to find them and I need to forgive them. And I will not be stopped in that task, but I will help anyone I can along the way and serve in Freya's name. But my primary objective with this new life that I have been given is to find these people and to forgive them in her name. It is the only task I've been entrusted with. And so that's what all this is, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish. That's why I'm trying to figure out who the cultists are, and I would assume, somehow, that your family is connected in all of this. Cannot tell you how or why.
My family, as far as I know, have no connection to religious fanaticism.
The only connection we have is our last raid. That's it.
What were we all trying to steal?
Neither.
Well, what did
We weren't told what. Well, at least I wasn't. Morgan handled everything. He did all the small details, told me and Vivian, you sneak in the back, grab it while they're distracted, sneak out. Shit went down. We're running for our lives at the very end of it, and that's That's when this happened.
How many left do you need to forgive?
I don't know.
Do they need to be breathing afterwards? No offense, Mother. You are a good friend. I do not take
All I can
cold-blooded
say
murder in kind.
is that it is not my life to take. Their lives are not mine to take, even though they took mine. I was, by the grace of Freya, given another chance to right the wrongs and find these people and forgive them in her name. And the emphasis, Callan, is on forgive. Not to slaughter them like cattle, not vengeance, but to forgive them.
What if they try to hurt you?
That is well within their rights. I invite them to try and hurt me. What worse can they do than killing me? I was stabbed in the gut a multitude of times. It's a painful way to die. I don't know if anyone else here has died before. It's rather unpleasant. What else can they do to me that's worse than that? I've been granted with something I never had while I was alive. If you can call this being alive, I don't like to go down that rabbit hole. I've been blessed with strength and the ability to defend myself and the people that I care about, and I will use that to find these people and forgive them and to protect the people that I care about along the way. If they want to try and hurt me, I let them come and find me so that it makes my job easier. But I'm not afraid of them. They've already killed me once. The worst they can do is do it again. And I already know that Freya's entrusted me to do that. That is my life's purpose, literally.
Okay.
I respect your purpose, and I understand that your God, yes, has granted you this, and I will assist you with however I can.
I greatly appreciate that.
You have my sword.
My axe.
Well, my flames.
All right. Anyone else have anything they need to share before the night's?
Yeah, that was just to get everyone up to speed on what's going on.
No worries. Well, if there's nothing else, everyone is able to get a night's rest, and this will be a long rest, so I don't think anyone used anything, but you know,
She did.
you get to change
happy
back to
again.
being orange.
Do you change back yellow? You have to use it
Be
to change
happy.
back yellow.
Be
Oh, I had used mine earlier.
Just use it. I did that thing.
Yeah.
It's after every long rest.
Callan.
Yeah.
No.
I will walk away from this. Everyone separates. Callan goes to his little spot.
Isla, stop it, baby. You're gonna go out. You're gonna go out. Promise.
Yeah.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh. I have advantage for right
Are you
now.
even smoking?
Yep. Nonstop.
I'd say it's past the 3 hours. It's been a while.
I would have kept doing it. You want me to re-roll that or no? Because I just restocked. I would have just kept.
Okay, so before you do this,
Okay.
ironically, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw
Okay.
as you light up your second and take it out of your inventory.
Yep. Ooh, that was a 4, so that would give me a 9 total.
Okay, so you have a bad trip
Okay.
and you have 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay. We're talking about the long rest, so
Yeah,
so
so it
that
won't
would
matter-
take away my.
But
It would take away my advantage. So
yeah, so yeah, you would.
that was another 4.
So Callan,
Hold on. Yeah, I mean it's a
As
total of like
your-
6.
as your glow cap goes out, and you crush it up, roll it up, light it, start to smoke. This time you have a peculiar reaction as you feel the blade. As you look down, because you think about the blade, it just pops into your head. You look down where it's been attached at your hip, and it's in your hand. You look at the glow cap like,
Some good shit.
that's weird, right? And then you feel a little unwell. You feel a little sick.
It's
You
my
don't
normal state of being.
like you almost feel like you need to go outside and relieve yourself from the top end, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then a moment passes where you're just clarity. And then that clarity and that sense of, oh, I'm okay, is now filled with this anger. Like, why did that fox lady think I smelled bad? Why was she wanting to kill me after we saved her life? The fuck is wrong with her? Why is Melicroft the only one who is allowed to get mad? When I get mad, everyone looks at me like I'm fucking crazy. Cornelius gets mad and everyone's like, oh, what's wrong? When I get mad, everyone restrains my wrists. Everyone's out to get me. I don't understand. It all started with that fucking fox.
I love you, baby.
And then suddenly you get in your head. Not even you get in your head. You're standing. Before you even have a moment to think, you're walking over to a nice cuddled up Inari. And the blade is shining in the moonlight. And you see Inari. And that's where we end.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
Baby, I will kill you.
I didn't do it. Can't kill me when I didn't do it. Of my own volition.
I can.
You did take the dagger.
You know what? You touched the rock in the first one.
Sure did.
There were repercussions for her actions.
Right? There's always going to be a curse.
I tried everything else.
That was fun. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to trigger my... I mean, I guess you still could trigger my rage.
Don't give him ideas.
Well, if you
I didn't do anything.